And Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. Fewer people think January 6th was any kind of what it was, as an assault on the temple of democracy, the Constitution. I don't know what the fuck you want to say. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you start in your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself, and the opinion I've come to is I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare. You can be on TV. Or you can write pieces. You can have a YouTube channel. You can have a podcast. And nothing. And you know, we gotta try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
Nope, it's not working whatsoever. I just love that clip by James Carville. I'm going to include it on every broadcast, because especially after today, the way Trump stock is happening in New Jersey. 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. I've been hearing all kinds of numbers, crazy numbers. It's just insane what's going on up in Wildwood, New Jersey. No words. You know, today, as they're seeing this crowd get together, the people on the left are absolutely losing it, especially in New Jersey, because they never thought for an instant that they would have to defend New Jersey. At the very least, they're going to have to spend resources to keep New Jersey from flipping red. And then they're going to have to do the same thing in New York. This isn't going to stop. I predicted a long time ago that Trump would do a rally in Madison Square Garden. He's got to do it. He's got to do a rally in Madison Square Garden. It will drive these people bat poop crazy, absolutely nuts. I feel myself welling up with excitement like that I had back in 2016. And as James Carville said, nothing's working for them. The lawsuits, not working. Jack Smith, not working. Letitia James, not working. Fannie Willis, you're a joke. And this thing in New York with Alvin Bragg and this crazy judge, it's an embarrassment. This is what the Democrats had to do and try and win. Unbelievable. So they say that, I'm looking at the numbers here, that Trump is supposed to hit the stage at 5 o'clock. You will not miss it whatsoever. I'm going to be showing it. I've got a feed in here from Right Side, but I really have to be careful because they play a lot of background music, and that background music can get you in big trouble with YouTube, so I have to make sure I time it just right. Plus, I got to talk to you guys a little bit. We got to have a little bit of conversation. So, first and foremost, I saw a lot of comments on my last video, and some people were saying it's happy birthday. No, it's not my birthday. So there's somebody out there impersonating me. Oh my God, that's a scary thought. I told my wife, she's like, there's two of you? I'm like, I don't know, maybe there's two of us. They made two, they cloned me, I don't know. But I am the guy, and I'm not doing anything like what these other people may be doing. I will never, and spread the word, I will never, ever ask anybody for money. I will never, ever say, click this PayPal button. I will never say, click this link. Doesn't happen. Not me. If you see that, just go ahead and send me a message or a comment and let me know so I can, do what I need to do to get rid of this person or try to. But I guess that's a good thing, as my wife said. It means people are recognizing you and they're understanding. So that's just what it is. Somebody asked, this is a pretty good comment here. Let me turn on my comments so I can pull it up and you guys can see it as well. Where is it here? What is Carville advocating? I don't know. At this point, we heard what Jen Psaki said, and Jen Psaki was like, maybe he'll die. Maybe he'll just go away. I believe at this point, they're hoping that anything can help Dementia Joe, because there's no way he can win. I've been saying it's landslide category territory. it really is beginning to look like that. The more and more, we're only in May. We're only in May, and he hasn't even hit the campaign trail doing anything yet. So it's very possible that could happen. 80,000 people showed up for a rally in New Jersey. Let me just put this up. 80,000. I can't fathom that. I can't even wrap my arms around it because there's so many people there. They were expecting 40 or 50,000. They ended up getting 80, possibly 100. And I can tell you where Wildwood is. There's a good chance a bunch of people spilled over from Pennsylvania. So you've got that tri-state area. You've got Jersey. You've got New York. You've got Delaware. Let me tell you about Wildwood and Delaware. Maybe if this is loud enough, we can wake up Joe at his house in Wilmington, not too far away. That would be funny. But you got Delaware, you've got New Jersey, you've got New York, you've got Pennsylvania, all right there. So I'm sure with 100,000 people at the Jersey Shore on a 2 weeks before Memorial Day, this has got to be shaking. Got to have these guys shaking in their boots. Absolutely have to be shaking in their boots. As I lost my headset, I knew I was going to do that. I'm sorry, live, I can't do anything about it. My other headset died. I got a new computer, so I'm just going to have to pull this up. So unprofessional. This is what happens, though. So anyway, I'm just going to stick it back in my ear so I can hear and everything. All right, so I want to set some ground rules, just so you guys know. I give away gift certificates to Buffalo Wild Wings. Some of you guys will win. I'm going to give away 3 or 4 $25 gift certificates. If you won last time and you didn't get it, check your spam folder because I gave them all out. I've heard from mostly everybody who did get theirs. There's a guy who won a sweatshirt. It's in the mail. I know people say it's in the mail, no, but it's really in the mail. But I'm going to give away 4 gift certificates today, and I'm going to give away two sweatshirts, 2 Trump sweatshirts. Are you going to like these two? Anyway, one of them, like I said, I don't sell these, but I got them from a vendor. It's a nice woman's pink shirt. Let me raise it up so you guys can see it. Hold on, let me get rid of that comment so you can see that. Okay, so it's a lady's hooded zip-up sweatshirt. Pretty nice. And it's a small though, so unless you're a small, don't answer this question. So we're going to give away that right now. I'm going to start before Trump gets on stage. And so I already got prepared how I'm going to do this. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to answer this question. You're going to have to answer it quick. You have to put it in the comments so I can see if you know who the answer is, and then you're the winner. So here we go. Drum roll. Ready? Okay. Donald Trump was born in 1946. 3 presidents were born that year. Who are the other 2? 3 presidents were born in 1946. Donald Trump was one, and there was 2 others. Let's see. This is for a $25 gift certificate. This isn't for the sweatshirt. Dun, 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 dun. I'm waiting. I know you guys are, oh, wait a second. We may have a winner already. That was extremely quick, and it's from Lulz. Oh, Alfred Nimitz? Is that who said that? Let's see here. I thought it said Joel's. Let me just make sure I hit the right one. And I guess the names aren't changing for some reason. But anyway, it was Joel's. J-U-L-Z. J-U-L-Z. Put it up. I don't know why the name came in wrong, but Joel's, you won it. You got it. You're going to get a $25 gift certificate. The only thing you need to do is send me your name and email right there. Send me your name and email, and I will get you out a gift certificate early next week for $25 to Buffalo Wild Wings. Not really sure why that didn't populate with the name. I'm going to have to fix that. Got a new computer for the first time doing a live, so yeah, I got some kinks I got to work out, so bear with me. But anyway, I'm going to go on to the split screen here and see what they got going on at the event and see if I can't see what's happening. So see, that's what I was worried about there. They've got music playing. We don't want to have that playing. But this is the feed from right side, and this place is absolutely packed. Absolutely mobbed. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wish there were some more black people, some more Latin people. I don't want to hear the crap from everybody in the mainstream media next week. Oh, it's all a bunch of white people, bunch of rednecks, which is what they typically try to do, and I hate that crap. I absolutely hate that. 100,000 people up. There's nothing you can do to basically take away from this. This is huge, absolutely huge. Nothing. Nothing you can do about that. So in the interim, I'm going to take some more comments. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure why the names aren't showing up correctly. Something I'm going to have to text to figure out. But let me I'll announce the names. This one is from B Mark, and B Mark says Fort Myers, Florida is Blacks for Trump. Love to hear it. This thing is driving me crazy. Villain, what's going on, Villain? Not sure why that's, again, I don't know why it's not populating with the names. That screen has more people than a Biden rally. I think I got more people in this chat screen here than in a Biden rally, so that's crazy. They had signs with all nationalities. Very cool. I think you should do, this is from Talkie Presents. I think you should do a side-by-side with Biden's last rally with a shot of who's there. Yeah, it should, because it's crazy, absolutely crazy. This is from Gene Wilt. Gene Wilt says, I'm for Trump. Way to go, man. This is going to drive me crazy until I get my new headset, but that's what I have to do. Here we go. Here, Terrence Williams, John Hagan says, Terrence Williams is a big Trump fan supporter. Yeah, he's black. Doesn't really matter. I'm not one of those guys who says I don't want to divide people. I don't want people to feel differently or anything else. It is what it is. We're all in the same family here. We're Americans. We are Americans. So that's just the way it is. Lady Angelia. Yeah, you were around yesterday. That's a lot of people in New Jersey are waiting for Trump. I mean, think about that for a second. That is a crap load of people. On a Saturday afternoon, mid-May, 100,000 people show up for Trump. I knew it was going to be big. I was thinking 30 to 40,000, maybe might hit 50, but 100,000, double what everybody was thinking. That's absolutely huge. Absolutely monstrous in terms of the turnout thus far. And I think it's going to grow. I mean, Wildwood, if you haven't been up there, isn't the most easily accessible place to get to either. I mean, you got to drive up 95, then you got to get on the Garden State, then you got to go all the way to the beach. It's a destination. It's not something you're just going to happen to drive by. I can't wait till he does something like here in Florida or something in New York or something in a large area. I mean, at this point, his team has to be sitting back and going, we got something. We definitely have something. And so I know he's heading down to Barron's graduation. He did get the permission to do that. Also, something else that happened today. There was some information going around that possibly Nikki Haley was under consideration for the vice president. And everybody was like, no. And he actually put something out on Truth Social that no, Nikki Haley is not under consideration for VP. So you're going to hear a whole lot of stuff because people are throwing out all kinds of misinformation, trying to keep people off guard. Give it a few hours before you hear something like that, before it's determined whether or not it's true, because they got nothing. They're going to just try and just trip everybody up at this point. They got nothing. I mean, I even heard a rumor, this one I would love to see happen, that they were talking about possibly Tucker Carlson being his VP. That would be simply amazing. Simply amazing. I personally, for the most part, vice presidents don't do much. We all know that they don't do much. I think Tucker could do something. Let me change something here. Okay, just wanted to check something out. But anyway, that's my feeling is that I think Tucker would be very good. Let me hear from you guys. Let's have a little conversation as I go ahead and try to fix this thing here. I gotta pan this over. There we go. Okay, I'm a stickler for all my computer stuff. So Rick Grinnell for VP. This is from, wow, it goes so fast, man, these comments. This is from, I'm going to have to work the comment section here. Okay, there we go. So, Lulz, I believe this is Lulz. Jules says Rick Grinnell for VP. That would be interesting. Wow, these things are moving so fast. Love it, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is from Vicky Huffman. Says Dr. Ben Carson would be a great VP. Yeah, he would. And Lisa Mayer says that whoever he picks will be awesome. I think so. I'm not too keen on Tim Scott. I'd like to see Vivek Ramaswamy. I could see Ben Carson. I could see Tucker. I don't want to see Rubio. I'm down here in Florida. I've known Rubio for quite some time. Kind of unimpressive. I mean, it's just not the kind of guy I'd want to see. Let's see. Are they doing anything, or are they still playing music? Let me check.
President Trump, as we...
No, they're talking. Okay, so nothing's really going on yet. Rick Grinnell is smart and tough. He is. Demolition. Wait a minute. I got to find that and put that up before it goes too fast. Boom. There we go. That would be very interesting. This is from somebody called Demolition. That would be really cool. Crazy cool. No little Marco. I'm not really into Marco right now. Okay, Larry Gunter. I have to announce the names because they're not populating. But Larry Gunter says, I was thinking Tulsi Gabbard for VP. Someone told me she may have ties to the WHO. I don't know. I mean, everybody is going, not everybody, but a lot of the people on the left are going to try and damage the credibility of anyone he picks. So we might as well pick someone who's well known in the public eye. Tulsi, they may dig up some stuff about her. Look at that crowd. That is insane. I don't know if you've ever been to Wildwood, but that is massive. Absolutely massive. But back to Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know what she's got in her closet. Don't know the skeletons, but they will find them if they're there. At this point, Tucker has pretty much already been vetted, don't you think? I mean, Tucker at this point has been vetted, dissected, talked about, insulted, already has the chops to go through it. That's kind of why I've been looking at Tucker. Robbie Lozano says, vote Vivek or Tulsi or bust. Okay, all right. Wow, we got a few people here for Gabbard is my choice. Let's see here. Trump is so proud of USA. If Tucker wants it, then hell yeah. J.D. Vance, that's another one. Christopher Cunningham, no relationship, says J.D. Vance. That would be interesting. I think smart play, and this is from Talkie Ticky Presents. He says, I think the smart play politically for votes would be Rubio. Having obviously down here in Florida, we know all about Rubio. We've seen him for quite some time. He's just so unimpressive to me. He doesn't seem like he's dynamic enough. I think you're going to have someone, especially if these debates actually happen. I doubt they will. But if they somehow feel they're compelled and they have to do a debate, I couldn't imagine Kamala Harris going up against Tucker. I definitely couldn't imagine Kamala Harris going up against Vivek. Against Rubio, I don't think Rubio has the, what would I say? Not the cojones, but more of a, the intestinal fight to just take Kamala apart. I mean, I want Trump to eviscerate Biden if they do this debate, and I want someone to eviscerate Kamala, not just play nice and be, politically correct or any of that kind of stuff. Take her down, take her apart, show the world, if they don't know yet, how much of a phony she really is. I mean, she makes me absolutely sick. I don't understand. He picked her. We know why. That was basically his first DEI pick, but she's just awful, absolutely awful. Motto Green says, I respect Tucker, but not for VP. Agomath says Tucker Carlson jumped the shark. Okay, this is a good one. How about Peter Navarro, but after he gets out of jail? That would be very interesting. Of course, Ryan Ali says Byron Donalds would be a good pick. Let me check in on the sound, see where they are with everything. Nope, they're still playing music. Robert Cologne says he'd vote for me, but nah, I can't do it. Nope, can't do it. Why not Mike Catania says, why not a female Democrat to help unite? I think a D after the end of the name would be suicide, in my mind. Robbie Lozano says, with the public thinking Trump already doesn't respect women, a female is a smart play. That would be, you're saying Tulsi then. What about that, what's her name? I forget what her last name is. The woman from Michigan who lost to Gretchen Whitlock. Tudor, whatever her last name. She's up and, bright. She's very bright. She can talk. She's got a podcast. I think she would rip Kamala apart. And also Elise Stefanik as well. I think she'd be good. How about George Williams? Hey, George from my old Dolphins days. How about Corn Pop for vice president? Yeah, that's a good one. How about John Kennedy? I don't think so. Sheriff Clark is phenomenal. Where'd he go? I haven't seen him in a while. Bruno Rodriguez says Trump Stefanik, that she would be good. Yeah, I think so. No. Raul Rosa says Mike Pompeo. No. In my mind, if he put Pompeo up there, it would be really problematic, and he'd better have a great security team because, oh, man, I can't even imagine if they put Pompeo as a vice pre. John Boy, good one here. John Boy says Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I could be down with that. I could definitely be down with that. Yeah, no more Chris Collins. Yeah, Chris Collins says no more backstabbers. Absolutely. And I believe Ayana Balaki says here, Pompeo is still CIA deep. I don't think you ever leave. Once you're in the CIA, it's like being in a mob. You don't leave. You're one of them at that point. Let me just check in. It's 4:58. See if they got any announcements. Nope, still playing music. As soon as they come up and he's on stage, we are going to go to that. Let's see here. Well, here's a long distance one from Patty Byrne from Wicklow, Ireland. What's up, Patty? What time is it over there? It's probably got 5 o'clock in the morning or so? Oof, man, hold on. Let's see, I'm trying to get this thing correct here. All right, so Christino might have been good a couple of weeks ago, but I think she shot herself in the foot. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said the whole thing shot. Yeah, I think she did a lot of shooting. I don't know if she could count. Ted Cruz. This is from Motto Green, says Ted Cruz. Push play, says John Kennedy. Not John F. Kennedy, the guy from Louisiana. And let's see here. I'm looking. Villain says, villain with an E, says so many people still piling in, so they've delayed the start. And the weather, now I'm down here in South Florida where it was 93 today with a field temperature of 102 degrees. Unbelievable. I guess we had our own little solar flare down here. But up in Jersey at Wildwood on the ocean, you can see the flag is pretty much straight out. It was only supposed to get to 60 degrees today. And they had people camping out there overnight waiting to see Trump come in. Let's see what we got here. Buzzy181 says Carrie Lake. I think she would have been good, but at this point, the media would just do everything. Well, they're going to rip everybody apart. So Jay Tyrus says Lindsey Graham would probably be one of the worst VP picks. Absolutely, I believe that. I haven't seen it. What was very interesting, unless I missed it, I haven't seen. Oh, there's one. Okay, there's one. This is the name I was looking for. Lee Firth from the UK says DeSantis. And that was as I was looking at some of these things, I was trying to figure out, was nobody going to say DeSantis? I would hate to lose him as a governor down here, but I mean, if you're looking beyond this election of 2024 and you're thinking about 2028, yeah, he might not be. Yeah, Brian Wilson. Yeah, it's the second. Yeah, a couple people. And somebody are saying Chris Collins says no to DeSantis either. Wow, you guys don't like it. Tisha Olace says Tim Scott. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Yes, he is. J.M. Sparger says, Tulsi Gabbard knowingly, willingly, and intentionally voted for Joe Biden as president. I can't believe people bring her in. Cool. Josh Hawley. That's not a bad guy. Josh Hawley. He would do good. I think he would be very well. Okay, so this is something that came up before we addressed it. It says, can't happen. President and VP can't be from the same state. There's a way around it. I don't want to get into it now because it's kind of complicated, but there is a way for that to actually happen. Let me check the volume, see if the man is hitting the stage. It's 5:01. Nope, they're still playing music, so we're going to come back to that. Yeah, Jack Dill says, love DeSantis as a choice, but please keep him in Florida, please. We need him. We definitely need DeSantis down here. Sean Hannity? Ew, who would want Sean Hannity? Vote balloon. I don't know what that guy was saying. Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin would be a firecracker. She's cool. Oh, they've destroyed her and set her out to pasture. I think she's done at this point. Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz has a lot of what can we say, baggage. So I'm not sure. I mean, if you wanted fire starters, you could go for Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene for sure. I mean, she's right in Georgia, so. But I think that would be just ooh. Somebody said Ken Love says Roger Stone for VP. Oh, I like this choice. Where is that? Where is that choice? Before it went so fast. This guy here. I don't know if you guys have ever watched this guy Mark Robinson of North Carolina, but talk about a firebrand. He is definitely a firebrand, and he definitely crosses the T's and dots the I's as well. I really, really like that guy. Always have liked him. And you're right, somebody says we don't need another Mike Pence. That's absolutely true. It already went through. Oh, wait a minute, it's going so fast. Okay, so this is from Raul Rosa. Raul Rosa says Mark Levin. I think Mark Levin would be a great attorney general. I wouldn't think I'd want to put him into the vice president category, but I couldn't think of a stronger person that could be an attorney general. Maybe Ted Cruz, but Mark Levin knows the Constitution inside and out, and he's ready to take these people down big time. Jay Tyra says Mark Levin is a neocon, but would you not like to see him possibly as attorney general? So we are waiting for Trump to hit the stage. Let me check the volume. They're still playing music, so I can't play that yet. Let's see, Winsome Sears. I don't know who that is. Jesse Ventura, Ben Carson for HUD, Marcy says. Hey, Manisa Kagagran says she's from California. How you doing? Thank you very much for tuning in. Cafe Mocha says she's from Williamsburg. Thank you very much. James Dye from Florida. Shout out from, where is this? Santa Slow Dog. Where is PNWY? Panama City? Let me know where that is. Tulsi, DeSantis, Byron, Donald, Carlson, Tucker Carlson, or Vivek. Yeah, that's. I think that's a good pool. And each one of those people, I think if they weren't VP, could have a spot in the cabinet. But before that, before we get to the actual people running for VP, I think we got to get this stuff in New York squared away. I'm just hoping. I mean, after what I saw in these trials for the last 2 weeks, that the 12 people on this jury in New York City, that there's hope, that there's one person who's got the integrity to sit up and go, this ain't right. I ain't doing it. I don't care if it's 11-1. I am not convicting this guy. You haven't shown me anything. Because right now they're completely hoping on this jury is going to convict him. And, you know, they went through the whole thing, selection. They did the voir dire, and they did everything they could to try and get the best people up there. There's 2 attorneys on the jury. Hopefully these guys have taken a bar, obviously, and they've sworn to uphold the law. One of them could end up being it. It's just a matter of who wants to be a person with strong integrity and not worry about all the crap that Stormy Daniels said, not worry about all the crap that Michael Cohen said. By the way, let me just tell you about Michael Cohen again before. I don't know if you saw my video today. There's something not right with that. I'm serious. There is something not right with that. This guy's going on TikTok, which is demographically the youngest audience of social media users. We're not talking people on YouTube, retirees. We're talking basically kids. So he doesn't fit the demo. He doesn't fit for what these kids would like. So when he's got all these followers, who knows who they are, and they're giving him money, I got to call BS. I almost think, and I said it earlier, I'm going to have to couch it by saying it's an opinion. I have nothing to back it up other than the demographic of TikTok, that there may, if they look into this, I just happen to wonder if this is not just the biggest money laundering scheme besides that country over there that nobody can find on a map, and they're just pushing a button and sending this guy money to lie. Just think about that for a second. It would be so easy for somebody with 20 or 25 phones or 25 different TikTok accounts to have a credit card tied to somewhere in Switzerland to just sit there and hit the button and give this guy 100, 200, 300, 400, 1,000. Nobody's ever going to find where that money came from. No one's ever even looking to see where that money's coming from. It is a cash cow for him of epic proportions that nobody is looking at. And I'm telling you, if you match up the demographic of TikTok with Michael Cohen, there is no way there's any symmetry there. There's just no possible way. So no one's questioning it. Why isn't anyone questioning? Why is Michael Cohen on friggin' TikTok? To what benefit? He's not doing much on Twitter. He's definitely not doing anything on YouTube. I don't know. I don't even go on Facebook. But every time I see a picture, he's selling something or getting money on TikTok. Who in the age of 14 to 16 is giving this guy money? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm just going to leave that there. You guys can think of that to your own. Yes, Cafe Mocha, this is definitely Trump stock for sure. Trump stock is working. Bookmark says that they're giving money to Michael Cohen because he's peculiar. Yeah, that could be. This is from Bookmark. He's peculiar, but I don't know. These kids, he's not doing cat videos, and he's not a good-looking woman, so I don't know how he's getting money. Stop this thing. I may have to go. My chat is being scrubbed. This is from Michael Parker. I have no doubt about it. I have no doubt that that's part of what's happening. I mean, I'm getting... Can't say it, because if I said it on air, it would cause all kinds of problems. And if I say it, people upstairs get pissed off that I would even mention it. But yeah, there's a lot of funky stuff going on. Nothing I can do about it at this point. J.R. Bro says, don't underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. Us cannot survive another backsliding. Nope. Let me check the volume, see if he's hit the stage yet. Nope. So, I don't want to interrupt Trump while he's talking. And we've been on for now 30 minutes. He'll get on and he'll probably talk for 90 and we'll listen together. So before he gets on, we're going to go ahead and give away another $25 gift certificate to Buffalo Wild Wings. So let's look at this. Okay. Here's another one for you. Ready? All you got to do is be the first one in the chat to say the answer and you win. Boom. As president, Donald Trump only took a $1 salary. Only 3 presidents have ever done that. Basically given away their salaries. Who are the other 2 presidents who took $1 salaries? Dun, dun, dun. I'm waiting. Let's see who comes up with it. The cannibals ate this. Okay. 2 other presidents. Nope, not Reagan, not Clinton, not Bush. No, Bush took. Nope. You gotta. I'll give you a hint. No googling. Oh, wait a minute. Boom, boom. Here we got it. We got it right here. This is from Eric Lawson. Eric Lawson. Let me put it up on the screen. Hoover. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That is not correct. It's partially correct. He got one of the 2. I'm looking down. Oh, here we go. Kurt Papart. Kurt Papart has it. Kurt Papart got that one. Nope. He only got half. Wow. So I'm waiting to see who. See if did I miss it? Let me just check in here. It looks like Johnny Cole. Johnny Cole is the guy who got this one. It's Hoover and JFK. Let me just make sure I didn't. Okay, yeah, Johnny Cole. Johnny Cole, you're it. Hoover and JFK. If I missed somebody else, but it was Hoover and JFK. So that is the 2 people besides Trump who decided not to take a salary. And so what I need, Mr. Cole, you need to do is send me an email with your contact information, just your name and email. Don't need address or anything like that. And just send it there, and I'll get you your $25 gift certificate. So that's 2 down. We got 2 more of those to go, and then we got 2 sweatshirts and they're both hoodies. 2 hoodies to go as well. All right, so congratulations to you guys. JFK, Robert Bartlett, it's so funny when he goes, JFK was assassinated, so I don't know if that counts. Well, he gave it away before his demise, per se. Okay, that's funny. Still nothing. Let me check sound. Nope, still just playing music in the background, so we do not have him coming to the stage as of yet. Not sure what the holdup is. People are going to start getting restless. It's 5:15 in Wildwood. Somebody said it looks like he rented out a Six Flags amusement park. It does. It does look like that. So looking forward to having him there. When does Trump have to announce his running mate? This is from. Where is that? Click here. I got to turn it on first. And this is from, when does Trump have to dive to drive? I'm not sure when he has to announce that. I'm sure the latest would be at the convention, but I don't know if there is a deadline date, but I'm pretty sure it would have to be before the convention. So, not sure there. Per Blood says, I've attended 3 rallies. They never start on time. Nope, they don't. I've been to one in Miami and one here in Boca, and neither one started on time. Barbie Enright says that her husband said that his plane has flown over that water park. Yeah. Is there a water park there? Or is that right on the beach? I'm not really sure. Broken Panda Paws says, why won't the mainstream media cover the Biden impeachment trials? A lot of juicy info coming out about Crooked Joe. Because they don't. By now you understand that they are in the tank for Joe, and they don't care what happens. They've got to push Joe, even though every single day something else comes out, new poll data, something else happens that shows he's in big trouble. I mean, absolutely big trouble. And you know what's funny? When I look at some of the comments in here and see what some people say, I was on Twitter/X. I think it was today, Saturday, so Thursday. And of course, you get the trolls that come out, and they never have anything to offer a conversation. They just talk their crap. And so many of them hate Trump, but when you actually ask them why, they have no answer. They have no answer. Oh, he's racist. Okay, that's a lie. Come on, give me something else. Well, he's fascist. That's a lie, because you don't know what fascism is. So what is it? He's going to, not keep a democracy. You understand what these people have been brainwashed by the media. Absolutely brainwashed. They are so willing to stay with the status quo of newcomers, of higher taxes. I can't understand why anyone would want to pay 44% of their income to the government. I don't understand why anyone would want to work half a year for the government. Think about that. If you're paying 44% federal income tax, plus what you're paying, depending on what state you live in. Florida, we don't have an income tax. And so you're going to be in that 50% plus area in terms of giving your money to the government. Why would anybody who's not a communist, why would anyone who's not a Marxist be okay with that? That you're okay with giving up that much of your personal income, your personal freedom, being censored all over the place, paying double and triple, $10 for a dozen eggs? It's absolutely insane. Why would anyone be doing that against their own better self-interest instead of just saying, yeah, I want to go back to $1.89 a gallon. Yeah, I don't want to pay these kind of taxes. It's just nuts. I don't want fake people being another gender. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I have to be very careful with words because Big Brother listens, and you know what happens with that. So I can't say that. But when you ask them these questions specifically, and again, I came from up north of Connecticut, Democrat family, just thought it was just something we had to do. You're black, you have to vote Democrat. And then when you start asking the questions, why? Why do I have to vote Democrat? What if I like paying $1.90 for gas? What if I like paying, $3 for a dozen eggs? What if I like keeping most of my own income? Why is that wrong? How is that bad? Oh, Barry, understand there's people who need stuff. Go to work. Go to work. Again, if you're afflicted, you have an issue, you're mental deficient, you're handicapped, something like that, yeah, there's going to be safeguards and safety nets to help people like that. The rest of you, all these college kids that are running around on campuses with funky scarves and painting stuff and living in tents, you're bums. You are bums. You have no future. At this point, if that's what you think is going to allow you to succeed in society as an American, it ain't going to happen. So tell me, what is it that you don't like about Trump's policies? I'll wait, and they never can. How can you say you're better off now than you were 4 years ago? It's a lie. There's nothing you can say, nothing that people can say that actually makes any sense. So I'll get off my soapbox right now. Jim Miller says $3 for a dozen eggs is way too much. Yeah. Hey, Cookie, I'm going to put you on the screen. This is from somebody named Cookie, and Cookie says that Trump will lose again. Only dummies vote for a criminal. I'm sorry. If you're an American, How is he a criminal? Has he been convicted of a crime? No. See, you're already showing us you have no idea what you're talking about. You're already letting the world know. I put you on screen here. Luckily, the thing's not working with the name, and you probably got a fake name anyway, but it already tells us right away. It's a red flag going, idiot, idiot, idiot. How's he a criminal? How is he a criminal? Explain that to me. Groceries, Felicia McDonald said groceries have tripled. Yep, absolutely. Model Green says cookies on crack. Yeah, she absolutely is. Let me just turn up the sound, check me. Nope, still playing music. Tim Starr says that guy Cookie is probably a you know what. Larry Gunter says the DNC pays for misinformation, opposition, and comment sections. Yeah, they do, but they don't realize how stupid these people look. They just try to say that, you know. Bill Rooster Cockrell says try to raise your own veggies and animals. Cookie is brain dead. Jason Anderson said grocery stores are charging $20 for bacon. 90 cent, the 99-cent dollar stores are $3 stores at this point. It just doesn't make any sense. The only people who it doesn't matter to are people who are already wealthy or already sucking out the you know what of the government. That's it. Unless you're getting paid by the government where you can just get your government cheese every month, or you're so rich that it doesn't matter. There's nothing in between. Nobody else wants to pay $4 or $5 a gallon. Show me that person. Nobody wants to pay the kind of groceries. Nobody wants to pay double your rent. Nobody wants to have a 7, 8, 9, 10% mortgage. Nobody raises their hands. Can I have that 8% mortgage? I know a couple years ago it was like 2 and 3. But I don't want the 2 and 3. I'd rather vote for the guy who's going to keep it at 8%. You have the argument with your mama if you think otherwise. Nope, they're still playing music. Not sure what's going on. Bill Cockrell's a funny one here. Bill Cockrell says, Stormy going to show which dead people got to vote. That's probably who she's talking to. She's probably doing some sort of favors to the dead people who are going to vote. I mean, it's crazy. Cookie Vaughn again says, everyone else sees Trump as a lying grifter. You are in a cult. No, people who are in cults are those who can't think for themselves. I just asked you, and everybody else in the comments section has asked you, do you like paying $4 and $5 a gallon of gas? Simple question. You don't have to say any names. You don't have to call us any insults. This isn't about Trump. I'm asking you, Cookie. Are you okay with $4 and $5 per gallon gas prices? Real simple. Yes or no? Are you okay if you're in a position to buy a house to pay 8, 9% for a mortgage instead of 2 or 3%? It has nothing to do with Trump. It has something to do with you. Are you okay with basically paying twice or 30% more in rent than you were 3 years ago? You. Forget Trump. You. If you can't answer those questions, you're the one that's in a cult. See, we're thinking for ourselves. We understand we have wives and children and grandchildren, and we think cult members they're not allowed to think. There's not a single Trump supporter you're going to try and insult who doesn't know what they want. When you ask these college kids on these campuses, what's going on, what are you fighting for, they can't even spell Palestine. So I'm asking you, Cookie, I've given you a couple chances now, maybe I've missed your comment, but it's very simple. Are you okay paying $4 and $5 a gallon for gas if you have a car? Are you okay paying $12 for a dozen eggs if you don't have a WIC card or getting food stamps and government cheese? It's a very simple question. It has nothing to do with being in a cult unless you can't answer questions. A $500,000 house will cost $4.5 million soon. It's funny, some people say, like Joe Ramagli says, just ignore that moron there trolling Wilds with this idiot being a live stream for a Trump rally, kick rocks. Yeah, I know, but I'm also giving you guys some information. Throughout the course of your daily life, you're going to run into coworkers. You may run into family members, and it's just very simple. Don't talk about Trump. Talk about you, and ask them. Ask them that very simple question. If they say they're okay with paying 45% taxes, if they say they're okay with paying $4 and $5 a gallon for gas, then you're talking to an idiot, because they have to be able to answer those questions. Are you okay with your granddaughter eventually having to compete with somebody else's grandson in sports? Are you okay with all that? Forget about Trump. This isn't about Trump. It's about us. It's about, and I think that's where so many people lose it. Hey, you're going to vote for a grifter. No, I'm voting for myself. I'm voting for my best interest. I'm actually voting for your best interest, idiots. Because if you're an idiot and you don't know better, you can thank me later. But anyway, let me see if they're bringing him on stage yet. We have people talking. So
in Dallas next Saturday, I believe.
So they're talking.
We'll have coverage for you there if that's officially open, and we get all the details on that.
We're thinking about they're talking about another rally next Saturday.
Media,
wow.
How can they follow you, Vanessa?
All right, if you're on social media, I'm there right now, posting behind.
All right, so they're still talking. Bo Riddle, I'm in a foreign country. Let me see if we can. I'm in a foreign country, and we don't count election votes weeks after the election. America's a joke. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. There's no reason why it shouldn't be done the day of. Let's see here. My sister has a high. Where was that? Tigger, I love your comment, but I can't put it on the screen. Hey, Barry, the Democrats are in a death cult. Death of unborn, our Constitution, especially Bill of Rights. Yeah, they can never answer any questions. You would find that out very, very quickly in terms of talking to people. They can't answer questions. Let's see here. We want our U.S. flag. People have died for this. This is from Beauty with Tiffy. She says, we want our USA flag back. People have died for this country's freedom. Absolutely. They don't understand that. They don't really care, actually. They would rather, the border be overrun and everything else. It sucks having to couch my words. I have so much I want to say. Anyone that says they don't like Trump, stay off, you smiley. You know what? After this is over, my wife and I are going to dinner. And I'm not going to a restaurant where I don't like the food. Nobody does that. I'm not a sadomasochistic person where I'm like, you know what? I really hate this restaurant, but I'm just going to eat it because I have to, because I want to be able to leave a bad review or something. This is what a cult does. A cult comes into a stream about Trump and decides they're going to try and spew their stuff when nobody wants them. You don't have to come here. If you don't like it, don't come. Go wait until Joe does something or somewhere, somehow. Yeah, really. Let's see. Beauty with Tiffy says again, God is making the way for Trump like David. Even the blind, even the villain, that's what's right. Even the blind and deaf would vote for Donald Trump. Absolutely. At this point, let me see if they're announcing anything. He's late.
These events fly right back home.
Oh, he's still 5:30. He's not on there yet. Where was this comment? I saw something here. Typical comment. They go by so fast. I don't get to them all unless I'm looking right at it. Jacob 3. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a video that I posted on Twitter of John Lovitz. And John Lovitz obviously is Jewish, and he's echoing the sentiment that a lot of people have said. How can you possibly be Jewish and be okay with what's going on? See, that's a whole other category where you can have a discussion with people. It's against your best interest, your self-interest. But he actually looked sad in that video. He looked almost depressed. Here's a guy who's been a Democrat most of his life, and now all of a sudden he can't do it. Rick Hurley says something that's really good here, and everybody knows this. Trump was never a politician 30 years ago. Oprah interviewed him and asked him what he'd run for president. He said he would only at this part of it. But yeah, he absolutely was a Democrat, and they all loved him. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, everybody embraced him. He lived his entire life in New York, and then when in 2016, he turned racist. I don't know how it happened, but he turned. Yeah, Eric Kism, you're right. Haba for press secretary. Would love to see that. Let me check the volume.
Baggish people.
Still talking. Not sure what he's doing back there. Hopefully it wasn't anything with security. Where was that? I just saw something. Okay. Jasmine writes, and Jasmine says, in the Philippines, you wait in line, show an ID, and then leave your thumbprint with ink that can't be removed. Who is this banana republic? Yeah, they're fighting to stop everything. Every single Democrat in Congress voted against a rule to not let newcomers vote in elections. Every single one of them. I left a comment on Twitter. It's like, what do they have on all these people that they have to all vote in lockstep? They have to do every single thing that Schumer or whoever is pulling the string says, and they never waver. There's never any dissenting votes. They all vote as a block. It's disgusting. Talk about cults. Talk about people who don't question anything and just do what they're told. Yeah, tell me about that. Kenny Greenway says that how can any Jewish person vote for Biden, the corrupt, lying, anti-Israel thief? You said it, brother. You definitely said it. Let the dissenting, this is from Eric, let the dissenting opinions show how uninformed they are. Don't block them. Yeah, I try to just show people how uninformed, but I think it's worse than that. I think it's programmed. I think they can't look themselves in the mirror. I'm waiting to hear.
Free coffee.
Well, we want to thank all of our viewers
still nothing yet. I don't know what they're doing to. It's funny because Cookie likes the stage, so she keeps he or she keeps texting or putting comments, but she never answers the question. So I'm no longer paying attention to you if you're not woman or man enough to, or both, to say the truth. So you're irrelevant to me. If they all don't vote together, they won't be invited to the. Oh, I almost put that up there. I can't put that up there. Ooh. Let's see here. A vote for Biden is actually a vote for Kamala. Yeah, because Kamala. Ooh, that's true. All right, let me see. Checking in. 5:33. He's a half hour off time, which is unlike him.
To Philadelphia, I'd like to experience the boardwalk here.
I'm glad you said that.
Not sure what the holdup is. Is it a cult to support a president? Who put that up? Let me. Is it a cult to support? I missed whose name that was. My name thing isn't working. But in any event, the people on the left support the politician. The people on the right support their own interest. And I think that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Donald Trump is the guy who is basically telling us the things that we want. We want cheaper gas prices. We want lesser taxes. We want a safer country. We want a limit on newcomers. Those are all the things that we want. He wouldn't have 100,000 people if he was saying something different. You can ask Nikki Haley that. It's not a cult unless for some reason he said all these things and didn't do it. This is the first election in history. Understand it. This is the first election in history where we have a direct comparison. You should tell your friends and people that. We have a direct comparison. We have 2016 through 2020, and we have 2020 through 24. It's never happened that way. You can actually see, look at this guy and look at this guy. and this guy and this guy. It's an easy comparison. You've never had that chance before. Yes, there's been incumbent presidents who actually ran and then lost, but you've never had an incumbent president run, lose, and then run again against the guy who supposedly beat him. So now everything is basically a retroactive look. All you have to do is turn back and look. 2016, 27, 2018, 19. How are you doing? Can't deny it. All you can do is like, yeah, that's true. I was doing this. I still have pictures on my Instagram. I took it the day that Biden took office of what the gas pump looked like. I've shown it to people. I want that. And they're so used to playing politics the old way that they don't understand we have a direct mirror to everything you're saying. We had it. It was right there. We were going a certain way. We were pumping for gas. We were energy independent. The oil reserves were full. Interest rates were low. Inflation was low. You can't counteract that information. So who's in a cult? Because you have to close your eyes to everything you lived through. Unless you're 12 or something and didn't know. And the man has arrived. So wherever he was, wherever the plane landed, they must have had some bad traffic. But I can see the limos, and you guys can see on the screen, the caravan has arrived. He has come to the venue. Again, as I was telling you earlier, Wildwood is off the beaten path. It's not like right off 95, not right off any highway. You've got to basically zig and zag to get there. Who knows where he had to land that big plane, but he's just showed up, and most of the times when we see him do a rally, he does it at a hangar where he just walks off the plane and walks on stage. So they had to have basically his entire entourage drive from wherever they landed, and it obviously was backed up in traffic because it said the traffic was horrible coming from wherever so many people were trying to get there. So let's see if we can see him get out of a car or anything. I see Dan Scavino walking. Lots of people. Where's the big guy? I don't know which car he would have gotten out of. But looks like we're about to hear some words very soon because he knows he's a very prompt guy. He just got there. He knows that he's 30 minutes behind. He's going to get out this limo car and just walk to the stage out of his SUV. So it's coming. Hey Annie, you're Delawarean. Where in Delaware are you? Annie's from Delaware. Yes, Micah Vasquez. Trump has arrived. Finally, the man has shown up. We're going to get this thing on the road here. All right, so before he goes, okay, let's give out number 3 because we're about to have it imminent. Don't want you guys to wait. Let me just make sure. I'm going to check the sound.
Safe and secure. It's just a great way.
Nope, he's still talking. So let's go with number 3 for a $25. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to give away the hoodie. Let's give away the hoodie first. So this question is for a hoodie, and it's the male hoodie. This is a 2X hoodie. Last time I gave a red one away. This one is a blue one. Hold on, let me go back to full screen so you can see. All right, there it is. Big, warm 2X hoodie. All right, so, and you can be a man or a woman and win this. I don't really care if you want a big sweatshirt, but I just had to let you know it's 2X. All right, there it is. Donald Trump has been officially inducted to the Hall of Fame of this sport. What sport is it? All right, let me know. What sport is Donald Trump a Hall of Fame member of? We're waiting. I know everyone's Googling. Everyone's trying to Google it right now. Let me see if I find it. Golf. Oh, yeah. Oh, April, Austin and Push, you guys are both saying wrestling. Andrew, you said wrestling. I need the Hall of Fame. What's? It's not just a sport. Which Hall of Fame is it? Come on, guys. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. There we go. Let me just look down here, make sure there's not one earlier. Oh, God, I got to go back to page 2 because I saw it come in. Everyone said wrestling, but Busy Girl said W.E. Oh, no, she said, wait, oh, my God, this is so fast. I think I'm going to get myself in trouble here. I got to go all the way back to Liberal Loves Justice. Oh, my God. Liberal Loves Justice said WWE. A lot of people said wrestling, but nobody said WWE. It had to be the specific Hall of Fame. WWE. Some people said MMA, but no, it was WWE. It was Liberal for Justice. If I missed you and you were before Liberal for Justice, I will go back and look and check. But Liberal for Justice, you get the blue hoodie, 2X hoodie. I need you to go ahead and send me an email to, now for the hoodie, I do need your actual address. Need your name, first, last, and your street address or your mailing address, wherever you need me to mail it to. So that the gift certificates, I don't need your full address, but obviously I'm mailing a hoodie. You gotta give me the info. So we got one more, and we're gonna give away the pink one. Let's see what here, if he's come to the stage yet.
It is on the.
Not as of yet. Okay. Charlie, I'll have to look it up. You're saying Charles Pinto was first? If Charles Pinto was first, then I'm going to have to go back to watch the film and see who was in there first. It's hard. I don't have a producer here or anything, so I rely on what you guys say. You said that if he is first, then Charles Pinto, you need to send me an email as well. I see there's a lot of trolls in here. I think I'm going to have to bounce these people out, man. These people are just absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Micah Vasquez, if you said WWE, I'm going to have to go to the videotape and make sure and see who is first. Maybe I got some more in the closet I can grab. We'll see. We'll see. I will definitely, if you think you were first, go ahead and send me the email. It has happened before, even during my football days where I would pick the wrong one. But go ahead and send me the email to that email address, and I'll check the video. I got to go to the videotape, and we'll see who actually came in first. All right. So I think he's about to take the stage. I'm going to take a drink.
Who have showed up. The Trump teams.
Not yet. William Brown, thank you so very, very much. William Brown, let me just put it on screen. William Brown says, my wife and I love you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, all my great Chiefs. Good, man. There's a couple of these guys, and I think they put out the word. They put out the word to everybody so that they could come in here and, hit the button. And Austin Adams, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Thank you very, very much for that. Liberals are like itchy burning boo-hoo. Oh, that's too funny. Let me just look at it. Trump is okay, so I got to cancel. I don't know why they're all in here. There's so many trolls. You know what? It's funny. I used to have a problem with that in football, but these trolls are worse. So I'm gonna have to just get rid of them. Oh, we may have introduction coming.
First Lady Catherine and I just flew in with President Trump, and I gotta tell you, he is so excited to be out here with you tonight in a few minutes. To kick things off, I need your help.
By the way, nobody said this guy's name is a possible vice president candidate. I think his name is Doug Burgum, governor out in North Dakota.
Who are we going to send back to the White House in November? Oh, that was great, but I think you can do a little better. Who are we going to send back to the White House? Okay, one more time. This one has to be so loud that they can hear it in Biden's basement in Delaware. Who are we going to send back to the White House? Trump! That's fantastic. As they said, my name is Doug Burgum. I'm the governor of the great state of North Dakota.
He might be the vice president candidate.
In North Dakota, we're building a presidential library for Theodore Roosevelt. It opens on July 4th, 2026, and you're all invited. One of my favorite TR quotes is called "The Man in the Arena." I'm sure you're familiar. Theodore Roosevelt said, "It's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to those actually in the arena, whose faces are marred by dust and sweat and blood." You're here tonight because you care deeply about this country. You care about your community. You care about your family. You care about the future of this country. And by being here tonight, you are in the arena. And you know who's grateful that you're here? Those of you that have stood here for days, those that are lined up outside, those that are watching online. President Trump is grateful that you're in the arena with him, fighting to elect him. I've had the honor to serve as governor under President Trump, and the last 3 years I've served under Joe Biden. Working with President Trump as a governor was like having a beautiful breeze at your back. President Trump respects states' rights. He cut regulation. He lowered taxes. Working under the Biden regulatory regime is like having a gale force wind in your face. Because the Biden...
Tigger, you're so right. They're going to do a virtual convention because they're afraid of the protesters. That might have been their plan all along. Think about that. Maybe that was their way of hiding Joe.
For 1,200 days, they think they've got a one-size rule for every solution. They can create a mandate and a regulation for anything to tell you what to do in your family, your small business, in your home, in your community. And they're crushing our economy and empowering our adversaries in pursuit of the big green fantasy, which is actually a nightmare that defies economics, physics, and common sense. Under President Trump, America finally achieved energy independence. But under Joe Biden, he's making America energy dependent on regimes who hate America.
Intentional.
Biden's agenda actually hurts America and helps our adversaries. It's like it was written by Russia or China. Joe Biden wants America to buy energy from our enemies rather than us sell it to our allies. That changes when President Trump is back in office on day one.
You know, somebody had posted, one of the comments was that the trolls come in, they talk about cultism, they talk about Trump being a criminal, and the comment was absolutely 100% correct. They never, ever say anything positive about Joe Biden. They can't. They can't possibly say anything good about him.
Achieved by innovation, and he believes in innovation over regulation. Under national security, President Trump, when he was in office, we had peace through his strength. Joe Biden's weakness is actually causing wars. Just look at the Middle East. Israel, barbarically attacked by the terrorist group Hamas. And who funds Hamas? Iran. President Trump left Iran on its knees financially. Joe Biden appeased Iran, lifted the oil sanctions, and has given them hundreds of billions of dollars that they're using to fight wars against our allies. There's a long-standing American principle, and President Trump would never do this. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Nope.
But Joe Biden went beyond that this week. He's now negotiating for the terrorists. Biden is undermining a great American ally, and you know why he's doing that? Because he's trying to score political points in November with the Hamas wing of the Democrat Party. But under Donald Trump, America will be strong again and our allies will be safe. Everybody here, you all know historically the great economy we had under President Trump. You remember that. You remember that's why you're here tonight. Biden keeps lying about the state of the economy. This week on CNN, he said 15 lies in 17 minutes about the economy. Biden's inflation has come like a thief in the night. If you've got...
By the way, I did a video about that yesterday or the day before, and I went through with, shows you the 15 lies he said in 17 minutes. He sat there in front of Erin Burnett from CNN and just lied and expected everyone just to accept it. She accepted it. Amazing.
Slowed power and destabilizing the grid. So if you want to avoid an era of Biden blackouts, let's send President Trump back to the Oval Office. We know how all of you are going to vote this November, but to win this election so big that it can't be rigged, you've got to bring your friends, your independents, and those people that may not be here today, and you can help them make that choice for your undecided friends. It's very simple. Donald Trump means strength. Joe Biden means weakness. Donald Trump means law and order. Joe Biden is lawfare. Donald Trump creates jobs. Joe Biden's policies kills jobs. So if you got...
And you got to talk about the censorship. At some point, somebody has to stand up and go, enough is enough with the censorship. Getting these big companies to stop trying to coordinate all the speech from everybody.
But if you want to make America, affordable again, if you want to make America safe again, if you want to make America strong again, you know what to do. You can get this country turned around and turned around fast. Let's send President Trump back to the White House and make America great again. Thank you, New Jersey.
Turn that down. They start playing music like that. Hopefully nobody was listening. Hey, do me a favor, guys. If you guys are liking what you're hearing and how we're running the stream,
come on, show some love and click that like button.
And I'm going to have to make sure I go in there and pull out that information. That's at the 121 market. When I say information, pull out that music. Otherwise, they will ding you for playing music that's not authorized. So Doug Burgum did a good job there. I like what he said. I like that he touched on all the points that we all know. He talked about everything that we are living through right now. And it's just got to stop. It just has to stop. Why Rubio? Alex Jones for press secretary. That would be funny. Where are we going here? Thank you for keeping us informed with the truth. Hey, Michael, I'm trying my best as well to see what we can do. Wow, this is so much. It's so fast. I'm trying to find all these things. Let's see here. I don't know what some of the people in here are saying in regards to the Islamic stuff. If they're just trying to put this stuff out there, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I had to. Mark, Miss Phillips, thank you. Let me see if we get back to that. Where are you, Miss Phillips? I saw you. Thanks for the $10 contribution. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can slow it down. I got caught. Tell you the truth, because like I said, I got a new computer, and with the new computer I had everything set up a certain way, and then boom, the chat's not working the way I wanted it to. So I'm sorry. Let's see here. All right, so you got another guy speaking. I'm not sure who this guy is.
Those days have led me to this moment right now, right here, speaking to you, all you beautiful people. In 2019, whilst I was serving with the British Army and living in Kenya, an Islamic terrorist organization decided to attack a 5-star luxury hotel complex. They started the attack with a suicide bomb detonation, killing 5 people instantly. One of those 5 people was an American. The remaining 4 terrorists then went on a rampage, throwing hand grenades, using automatic weapons, intent on murdering as many people as they could. Whilst all this was going on, someone inside the complex phoned me. I responded immediately, throwing my gear in the car, in my pickup, and getting there as fast as I could. When I got there was gunfire, there was explosions, and people were being murdered. But to my shock, no one else had responded, or those who were there couldn't or wouldn't respond.
I blocked that Hassan guy, so he's
So
gone.
instantly, I made a decision, without permission, to go in and get involved, just to get things done as we have to do. Initially, I went in alone, then working with armed civilians, then after that, working alone again, and then finally working with US-trained Kenyan police officers. After 18 long, hard hours, all the terrorists were neutralized.
Good.
As remarkable as that is, I want to share with you the beginning of that day. That day when I woke up, it was just like any other day. I didn't have any information about there was going to be an attack or any intelligence. It was just a normal day for me. I got up and drove out into the countryside and did some training. Once I finished that training, I headed back into the city. As I turned onto the road, this road, by the way, the only people you'd normally see on this road were African tribesmen. So I was quite shocked when I saw a man smartly dressed in a business suit and with highly polished shoes. And something strangely compelled me to break procedure and to do something against regulations, and you could say common sense, and to stop the car and ask the guy if he wanted a lift. So I said, "Hey, buddy, do you want a lift?" This man in the suit shuffled over, got into my pickup truck, and we started heading towards the city. He immediately asked me what my name was. I replied, "Chris." He told me his name, and then he said, "How old are you?" I told him my age, which was 43 at the time. He told me his age. He said, "What month were you born?" I said, "September." He said, "When in September?" I said, "The 15th. He said, "I was born in September, but I don't know what day. So that means in September 1975, both you and I were born. This is a good sign." He then reached into his pocket and pulled out this dagger. I should add now that I felt completely chill about this. Didn't bother, and I even joked, "Oh, you're not going to try and kill me with that, are you?" To which he replied, "No." This odd-shaped dagger that he was carrying, he said, "I carry this in case I come across any demons or evil spirits when I'm on this road." So, yeah, he carries it in case he comes across any evil spirits or demons on that road. He then puts it away. I said, "Judging by how you're dressed, I take it you're going into the city." He goes, "No. Drop me off at the first village we come to." Remember, this is in Africa. So I see this small village and I say, "Here?" He's like, "Yes, please." So I stop the vehicle and he goes to get out. As he gets out and his foot hits the ground, something changes. His face became all serious. And then he said, and his voice changed. And the way I've described this is it was quiet, but it was loud. It wasn't just coming from his mouth, it was coming from everywhere. And he remarked, "Chris, may God bless you many times this day."
Wow.
May God bless you many times this day. And I didn't really think about it much there. I thought it was a bit strange. But 30 hours later, after the most remarkable day of my life, those words came to mean a lot to me. Now, was that man an angel? Was it someone delivering a message from God? Or was it just a coincidence? I'll let you all decide about that. But here's the thing. Not only this, but this coupled with the event made me think about some things. I was born to a single mother in a working class area in northeast England. I was tortured and abused as a child, and that made me grow up tough, stubborn, motivated, and to show no mercy towards bullies. And that's what drove me and made me think about this incident.
Gotta vote.
But I think the message goes out to everyone here that we've had moments in our life when we're struggling, when we feel like everyone's against us, and we even think, how am I going to get through with this? How am I going to do this? But the thing is, we get through it, and not only do we get through it, but we're better, and we may even be prepared for an incident we can't even see in the future. So what I want to talk about now is there's a man not too far away from me who seems to be getting attacked from every angle, every direction, and everybody, but he just keeps on going and keeps on rolling. We all know who that is, don't we? My message to him, President Trump, is what someone said to me, and I hold it close to my heart, is remember, God never chooses the prepared. He only prepares the chosen. So finally, I want to talk about my experience in the White House, how I ended up there. So in 2019, not long after the incident, the United States Secret Service, being the professionals that they are, invited me to give them a presentation about what happened that day so they could learn from it. Leading up to the presentation, they said, have you been to the White House? I said, no. They said, well, come bring a suit and we'll take you to the White House. So, did the presentation, and then we went to the White House. En route there, someone in the West Wing let people know that I was en route. Once I was there getting a tour by the Secret Service, I got asked to see the National Security Advisor. He wanted to talk to me and what went on in that day. So I saw the National Security Advisor. We talked for a while, and then he said to me, have you met President Trump yet? President Trump? Anyone? So that's not very, that's quite disappointing really, so let's try this again. So, I know I've went on for a bit, but I'm sat with the National Security Advisor, and he said, have you seen President Trump? Still not good enough, so let's try it again. I'm sat with the National Security Advisor, and he said to me, have you met President Donald J. Trump? Yeah.
Love this guy.
Okay, so what I want to say there, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but this time when I say it, I want not just you all to shout it, but I want everyone who's not lucky enough to get in here today, who's lying in the streets, who's supporting in their own little way, and who's watching on TV. So the NSA, the National Security Advisor, said to me, have you met the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump?
This guy's great. This guy is great.
Okay, let me finish off. So I said, no, I hadn't. So we went on down the corridor. They told me to wait in a room. While they went into a private study, that room I was in, by the way, was the Oval Office. And it's a lot smaller than it looks like in the movies, I'll tell you that. So they're in the office talking, and then the door opens and they say, come in. When I walk in, there he is, President Trump. And he reaches out his hand, and the first words out of his mouth are, thank you for saving American lives.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you for saving American lives. So let me add something to this. Remember, this is his private study. No one knows this is going on. Certainly the British government doesn't know what's going on. So there's nothing in it for the president. The President of the United States of America has taken time out of his busy day to thank me. Wow. And the first words out of his mouth are, thank you for saving American lives.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that shows me and everyone else in the world the true character of President Trump. Thank you all very much for your support. God bless you all, and God bless America.
All right. I don't know who that guy is. I wish they'd say his name. I can't turn up the sound. I saw somebody had quoted or said that, you know, people had left because I had to talk over it. I don't know where else they're going to go because they can't play the music while you're on YouTube. So I've got a direct feed from RSBN. It's not off of YouTube, and I can't play music here. So obviously Trump will be coming up very soon. He is at this point an hour and 7 minutes behind. Obviously from traffic. He'll probably say what the problem was. All right, so because he's late and I don't want to be late and keep you guys later than we're going, we're going to give away the ladies hoodie now. All right, so the ladies hoodie, in case you guys hadn't seen it, this is the ladies hoodie. It's a small pink hoodie. All right, so we're going to give away this small pink hoodie. And we got one more question here. Let's see. What is that question? Okay. You guys going to have to be ready for a woman with it's a small pink hoodie. Ready? So here's the answer to that question. Donald Trump is one of only 2 U.S. presidents to be born in New York City. Who is the other one? There is only one other president that was born in New York City. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled because this will be quickly. I'm waiting. James, I know I could turn. There's a way to turn off me. I think you hit it too. Boom! There it is. There's the answer. I've got Maximum Fidel is the winner of the women's hoodie. I'm not sure if you understood. It was a woman's pink hoodie, size small. Pink hoodie, size small. So let me know. You're gonna have to send me your mailing information to this address. Hold on, let me turn off that comment so you can see. Where is the comment thing? All right, so go ahead and email me with your mailing address so I can get that out to you. Wanted to get this done quickly before he goes on because I'm sure he's going to come up and just nail it and probably going to talk for an hour, which I'm not going to interrupt whatsoever. I know a couple of you guys said that I could probably talk over the music and be doing it that way, but I don't want to give these guys any opportunity. I mean, I'm already under the gun. I've got the crosshairs on me at this point. I can't tell you how some of the guys I know, some people that I speak to, and I'm seeing what's happening to them, and it's better safe than sorry. It's absolutely crazy. What's not showing? Beauty with Tiffy. What's not showing? Yeah. Did they turn it off? No. Let me see. Let me make sure. I still have it on my phone. I'm not sure if you guys can't see. I'm not sure what you say. The real, if you were ahead of the guy or lady who won, just go ahead and send me, like this woman here. Let me know. Like I said, I go back and look, but I can only do so fit. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy in terms of how they treat people, especially if you're talking about the big guy. So we'll have to see. So just let me know if you were okay. You saw it. Not really sure what you meant by it's not coming up. I've got my phone here. I can see it. It's playing. Let me check online. Make sure everything is still good there. Yeah, I'm still playing. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, I can still see it. So no, we're good. I haven't got beat down by the man yet, so we're okay. We're gonna keep going. Let's see. He's meeting with donors. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing backstage, meeting with donors. Oh shoot, the wrong Roosevelt. Yeah. RSBN said 5 minutes to showtime. That looks good. You're fine. It's all good. So, yeah, some people scare me when they say they can't see something. We should be able to play and hear music at public events. Yeah, I understand that as well. This isn't Twitter. Twitter lets you pretty much do anything. We all buy it. We're not trying to sell it for Wise Up YouTube. You're going to see, just to let you know, over the next couple months, hopefully it's not me, hopefully it's not some of the other guys you follow, but there are going to be people who just go poof, disappear into the ether. They're going to be gone. They're going to do everything they possibly can to shut us all up. Joe is in such a bad situation right now. He's in such a bad way that there's nothing that they can do at this point to stop what's coming. Nobody can stop what's coming. I'm sure they're looking at this and they're sitting in their war room somewhere and they're probably saying to themselves, what the hell do we do? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to stop what's coming. Joe can't get out there. He can't debate. The people already know. Like I said, we have a mirrored reflection of 2020, 2016 and 2020 and now. So we know exactly what we were paying for different things. There's nothing you can do. And all the things that are different that Americans actually want, there's not enough time to turn it around. Things you just can't flip a switch. You just can't say, hey, listen, I want 2% mortgage rates. I want $1.90. You just can't do it. And so at this point, it is what it is. And he's going to have to basically stand up in front of people and lie his ass off. No, he's still coming. Yeah, it's working out. I keep my phone in front of me, so I know. If they're playing YMCA, then you know it won't be. You said you tried to. Somebody said they tried to send something to Super Chat and it was deleted. I tried to post a comment with a Super Chat, but comment was deleted immediately. I don't know what words you said in it, but if you said anything that they don't like, it goes away right away. I see the people doing the YMCA dance. That's pretty cool. Trump will lead this nation out of bondage. Figuratively and literally, we are in, but you may not know, and I've said this in one of my videos, it makes good publicity for people to say, and it's true that Trump is gagged, but there's two things beyond that. His entire team is gagged, not just him. His lawyers, his spokespeople, they're all gagged. We're all gagged. You can't just say what you want to say anymore. You can't say it here. You can't say it on Facebook. You can't say it on Instagram. You can't speak. When people talk about are things different from 2020 to right now, You can put that at the top of the chart. In addition to all the financial stuff, Americans used to be able to say what they want. If you didn't like to see your daughter competing against somebody else's son, you didn't have to have a problem with voicing that opinion. You do now. If you didn't want to see newcomers coming across and coming to a city near you and getting ATM cards and luxury hotels, you used to be able to just, hey, I don't like this. Can't say it now. So it's beyond the financial stuff. There's so much right now that we need to have fixed that the way they're fighting against Trump and the way they're trying to put him in jail, I'm telling you right now, if you don't vote for Trump, what you're seeing bubble up now will become the policy of the country. You won't be able to talk. You will be paying more in taxes. You will be a slave to the government. Your government will be your daddy. So many people are okay with that. I don't know how. I don't know how you possibly can be okay with the government basically running your life. But that's what some people want. And it's insane. I know, William, I feel the same way. But at this point, and if people say you're being a drama queen or things like that, no, you can see what he's told you. I want to raise taxes to 44%. I want to raise an imputed tax of 25% on income you haven't even earned yet. I want to bring as many people into this country as possible. I want to censor you. These are all things that are part of their policy. I want to put multifamily housing for other people in your gated community. I'm not making this up. He has actually said all these things. Go look it up. So if all those things before you get to the dollar bills are a problem, if you want to live a certain way, if you want to live in a certain area, thank God we're in Florida. I'm telling you that right now. Florida, I don't know if the state would secede or what, but everybody down here has guns. Everybody. Everywhere, everybody. Black, white, Spanish, everybody does. Part of living down here. You can conceal carry without a permit. And it keeps a lot of the riffraff from doing some crazy stuff. I don't know what would happen if he wins again. Yeah, it's what do you say? Macho Man not playing. These politicians, the politicians care. That was the funny thing about it. The federal law, you can see what the Supreme Court's trying to do. You saw what Trump tried to do, is push it back onto the states the way it's supposed to be. If you live in Florida, you have to live under Florida laws. And if Florida law means that you can't, I can't have to say the word, take 6 weeks to do something, and beyond 6 weeks you can't do it, then you don't live here. And they want to federalize everything. Let's see here. Dumbest Jeopardy week ever. Somebody's talking about Jeopardy. How bad is it? So like a lot of the comments you guys are putting in, I can't even put those comments up. So let me see. Let me check the sound. Nope, still got music playing. U.S. government's too big. If that corpse wins again, I may move to Hungary. You know what? I think a lot of people are looking at where can expats go? Where can you go and live comfortably? But I don't think there's going to be any escape. The United States is the last bastion of hope. If the United States falls, the other countries don't stand a chance. Don't stand a chance. You can see what he's doing right now with Israel. And the only reason Israel is still a country is because of the United States. If they didn't have even the backing of the United States somewhat now, it wouldn't be a country. So any country you go to at this point, if they get to put in that, I can't say that word either, their policy worldwide, their global policy, there's no place to hide. I mean, maybe go to Bora Bora, someplace they don't want. I know, we could all go to Mexico because nobody wants to be there. Man, that's crazy. All right, let's see. Come on, Don. You're an hour and a half, but we all understand somebody put in the comments with everything he's had to go through. I think we can give him an hour and a half in terms of being late. Still got music playing. Not really sure what. We need to hit the road and campaign for Trump. Where's a group of people that I can join to hit the road? I don't know what state you're in, but if you're on Twitter or X, that'd be a good question to ask Scott Presler. Scott Presler is working with the RNC at this point, helping people to register. He'll let you know where the bodies are needed. Thank you for giving this information. The guy who spoke was Richard Taylor Berry. He was a top, I guess, a Secret Service in Britain, saving American lives in Africa. Wow, awesome. Moving out of the USA is exactly what these politicians want. This way they can remove the Constitution and Bill of Rights. You know, a couple of years ago, people would have said you were a conspiracy theorist. People would say that you're disinformation, misinformation, but you're 100% right. Right now. All right, Jersey from Tennessee. Yep, got to see it. This venue might hit 100,000 people. I think what they're saying is between the people at the venue, the people who are in the overflow crowd outside, people on the roads, it's probably well in excess of 100,000 right now. I mean, the security must be friggin' incredible. Hey, do me a favor before he comes on.
Come on, show some love and click that like button.
I'm sure he'll be coming up. Oh, wait a minute, there he is. All right. So they're playing the Lee Greenwood song right now. I'm not sure. Again, the music, as soon as he gets to the podium, we're going to bring up the volume and let this man talk unimpeded. But 6:22 by my clock, so almost 90 minutes late, and I'm sure he'll have something to say about it, but I don't care, and I don't think 100,000 people there even care that he's a little behind schedule. Annapolis, Maryland, for Trump. Annapolis is where the Naval Academy is, so that's a good thing. As soon as he gets to the podium, let me see if I can hear like where they are in the song. They're playing the song still. Yep, Talkie Tiki Presents says, if you didn't see, the British forces, they're like the Navy SEALs. Yep, absolutely. William Brown, I keep saying it as well. I believe it's a landslide in the making. All right, so he's headed to the podium, up the stairs here. He's probably going to do his little frontal dance on each side and salute people. And he'll come up as soon as the song is over. Amen, and pass the ammunition. God bless you. You're absolutely 100% correct. Get it now. I'm telling you, especially depending on where you live. Get it. Get it now. Yeah, don't freak out. I'm just talking over the song. I can't show that. People don't understand YouTube, so, you know. And it wouldn't even be Lee Greenwood that would be the problem. They just look for a reason to say something. Now, if you haven't ever been to Wildwood, that traffic is a nightmare, absolute nightmare. So they're almost done with the song. Sorry I can't play, but you know what it is. God bless the USA. And it's about to hit the crescendo. God bless the USA, and that's going to be it. Trump's going to come up now. All right, here we go.
Wow.
USA, USA.
Thank you very much, Wildwood. Thank you. We love Wildwood. We've been here many times. We love this place. And there's nowhere else I'd rather be this beautiful evening. It is a nice one, right? Than right here on the Jersey Shore at the world-famous Wildwood Boardwalk. Great place with thousands of proud, hard-working American patriots. As you can see today, we're expanding the electoral map because we are going to officially
play in the state of New Jersey. We're going to win the state of New Jersey.
Go for it. Absolutely.
Got a great group of people with us, an incredible group of people. We're also looking really great in the state of Minnesota, which hasn't been won since 1952, and we're leading in the polls. And the state of Virginia, and actually many other states. I don't know, it could be all of them. This guy's so damn bad, it could be all of them. He's so bad, I think we're going to win them all. All across America, millions of people in so-called blue states are joining our movement based on love, intelligence, and a thing called common sense. And no one has more common sense than the tough, strong, incredible, brilliant people of New Jersey. I love New Jersey. I love New Jersey. I'm here all the time. Whether you're a Republican, conservative, independent, or even a registered Democrat, I'm asking for your help in saving America. Our country's in trouble. Yes. It's in big trouble. We've never been in trouble. We'll end up in World War III. These guys are grossly incompetent. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. You know in your heart that this country is not going to survive 4 more years of crooked Joe Biden. He's crooked and he's corrupt and he's incompetent. Other than that, he's doing quite a good job. Think of that. He's crooked. He's incompetent. He's the worst president we've ever had. Other than that, he's doing quite a good job. What do you think, Lawrence Taylor? Yes? Doing a great job. Look at those two guys, O.J. Lawrence, my golfing friends. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can agree that we want strong borders, not open borders. We want the American dream, not the Biden inflation nightmare. We want safe communities, not defund the police and abolish cash bail. How about cash bail? Of course, with me, they probably want bail. Let's get Trump to put. I'll be the only one in the country to put up bail. And instead of Joe Biden's weakness and chaos, we want peace through strength like we had it just 4 years ago. It's time to set and really what we have to do, we have to set high standards because this country has never been in a position like we're in right now. We're laughed at all over the world. Leaders that respected us 4 years ago are laughing at us. So it's time to set other differences aside and come together, get the job done for America. We're going to make America great again, and we're going to do it fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to look at Biden. I'm sure nobody ever saw The Apprentice. That was our big hit. That was a big, powerful hit. But I'm going to look at that guy, and I'm going to say, Joe Biden, you're the worst ever. Joe Biden, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired. Get out of here, Joe. We're going to straighten out our country. We're not going to destroy it. He's destroying it. As you know, summers at the Jersey Shore have always been a fixture of life for families all across the region. But thanks to the 50% Biden inflation tax, you know, it's a new tax. 2 weeks ago, I was looking at inflation numbers. They're devastating. They're country busters. When you have inflation, it breaks countries. And I'm talking about 500 years ago and 300 years ago. And they're country busters. And it's a tradition that you have here that's so incredible, but you're being busted by inflation. Everybody is all over the country. In the past 3 years, the average New Jersey family has lost $23,381 to the inflation tax. That's a hell of a lot. And frankly, they're using fake numbers because they don't include the worst numbers. And the Biden price hikes are continuing to drain over $1,000 from the typical New Jersey family budget every single month. So it's $1,000. That's $12,000 for a family. Hot dogs. Let's talk about hot dogs. I just had one, actually. I just had one. It was very good. I hope it was made here. I don't know. You know, it was very good. Frank Sinatra told me a long time ago, never eat before you perform. I said, I'm not performing. I'm a politician, if you can believe it. I hate to be called a politician. I like I'm a businessman much better, but I guess I'm a politician. Because we did great in 2016. We did much better in 2020, a lot better. We got millions more votes. So I guess, and this time, and I will say this, the spirit that we have this time blows both of them away. You know why? Because you're still like me, but you saw what the alternative is. The alternative, it's just, the alternative is not a good thing. But I just had the best hot dog, so I said, Frank, I'm sorry. Now, Pavarotti was a good friend. He didn't have that same. He ate all the time. He didn't care. But I just had a hot dog, and it was very good. So the price of hot dogs up 22%. Chicken's up 32%. Hamburgers are up 37%. That's why I had the hot dog. It went up the least. Soda's up 30%. Eggs are up 50%. Gasoline's up 50%. Bacon is up 79%. Bacon. That's why I don't have bacon anymore. It's too expensive. Not one thing is cheaper. There's not one thing anywhere. There's not one item that's cheaper. Energy is way up. That's what caused the problem. You had low energy. You had energy at $1.87. Now it's up to almost $4 again, and it's going up higher. In California, it's got just hit $7.21 today. Some place was ripping you off. And if you're young and looking to buy a home, the 30-year mortgage rate is almost at 8%. When I left office, it was 2.6%. 2.6, a little difference. The choice for New Jersey and Pennsylvania is simple. If you want lower cost, higher income, and more weekends down at the shore, let's go down at the shore. Of course, it always depends on who the hell is there, right? The wrong people are there. You don't want to go down to the shore, but you have the right people. But we love this shore. I know the shore better than most of the people that are here. I hate to tell you that. There's nothing like it. It's one of the best, but you have to vote. If you want to keep it going, you have to vote for a gentleman named Donald J. Trump. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of him? Thank you. You know, you can't even see the back. There's so many people here. There's so many people here. Man, over 100,000 people. Because this was supposed to be, you know, they thought they'd hit 40. So they more than doubled it. But you can't even see the end. I wish we didn't have the press here. I wish we moved them the hell back so they'd have, because they can't see in the back. You know, I always tell the press, turn your cameras around to show the audience, okay? They never do it. Look, fake news. They never do it. They never do it. They're saying turn around. It is true. It's, I don't know why. Even the ones that are sort of like friendly to me, aren't too many, I'd say about 7 or 8%. But they're good. They're believers. But they never turn around. And I'd love them to show the crowd as far as the eye can see. I'd love them to show, but they don't do it. And I used to think it was a mechanical problem. You know, they have the best cameras in the world. They have the tripods, everything's, and I figured the steel, you can't do it. But then I realized early in the campaign in 2016, I realized there was a fight in the back. It was a bad fight. Somebody got into a fight way in the back, and those cameras turned around like a pretzel because they wanted to show the fight because that meant trouble. That was a bad thing. So those same cameras that you're looking at, they were turned into a pretzel. They showed that fight in detail. They showed every blow to the face they showed. So I realized that wasn't the reason. They just don't want to do it. I can't figure it out. Here in New Jersey, you're suffering under some of the highest property taxes and sales taxes in the nation. Just about the highest. And now Crooked Joe wants to massively raise your income taxes, promising that the Trump tax cut. So I got you the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, bigger than the Reagan tax cuts years before. But they want to cut the Trump. He wants to get rid of the Trump tax cuts, now they expire, so instead of just renewing them,
Just being quiet.
he says, going to expire, and if I'm reelected, he doesn't even know what the hell he's saying. Don't forget, he can't put two sentences together. He can't find the stairs off a stage. Let's see, this stage when I'm finished. I got stairs there, I got stairs there. I got a nice ramp there, I got stairs there. And if it got really dangerous, I could jump off the front, this nice sand. You ever see him when he's finished? He finishes a speech which usually lasts about a minute and a half. And he always goes like this. And then he doesn't know where he goes. But you know, we have great people, Secret Service. They always run up on the stage and they lead him off the stage. They're great. But he wants to let our tax cuts expire. And I don't do that anymore. You know, I don't imitate him anymore. Because I called my wife, our great First Lady, and I said, First Lady, we had a big speech. By the way, not as many people as this. This is like big record stuff on television. Even on the haters, they said this may be the biggest rally they've ever seen, political rally.
It is. But it doesn't mean anything.
But I called our First Lady. I said, so... It's a lot of people. Hey, look, Superman is up. We have Uncle Sam, we have Superman. I said, First Lady, how good was that? I made a nice speech, one big crowd. I said, and it's all over television. Look at all that press. Look at all of them. So it's all over television. So I said, First Lady, how great a speech was that? Who else is drawing like that? Nobody could draw crowds like that. How great was I? She said, you were okay. I said, why? What's wrong? Well, you couldn't find your way off the stage. So I was imitating him, and they said, I couldn't find my way off. That's what happened. So I have to be very careful. I'm doing the imitation, walking around, and the fake news said, Trump could not find his way off. So I don't do that anymore. I just do a modified version. I do a very modified version. That happens a lot with the fake news, you know. That's why they call them the fake news. But that means that under Biden, the average New Jersey worker will see a tax increase of just on this. Now, I've already gone through 2 tax increases, but you have another one. Add on to what I just said with the inflation tax, because that's a real tax. $2,700 per year at a time when 73% of Americans are living from paycheck to paycheck, which is a record. Never had that many people. But think of it. Oh, I wonder who that might be. Oh, that's Joe Biden. He doesn't want to land. Oh, we're going to win New Jersey. We're going to win New Jersey.
Come on, show some love.
No, if we
and
win
click
New Jersey,
that like
we win
button.
the whole thing. I think we're going to win some others also, actually. If Joe Biden wins this election, the middle class loses and New Jersey loses. But if Trump wins, the middle class wins, the people of low income really start winning again, and you're all going for the American dream. New Jersey wins, Pennsylvania wins, America wins. We have a lot of people. Who's from Pennsylvania? Who's from... Yeah, a lot of people. I went to school in Pennsylvania. Of course, you know, it's never quite the same when you're looking, because he's lost control of my beautiful school. They're rioting in front of my school all the time. What's going on here? Instead of a Biden tax hike, I'll give you a Trump middle class, upper class, lower class, business class, big tax cut. You're going to have the biggest tax cut.
Thanks,
and we were
Kimberly.
set to do that. We were all set to do it. You know, it's interesting. When we did the tax cuts, everyone said you can't do those tax cuts. We took in more income after the tax cut, and the tax cut was massive. Everybody here knows it because everybody was affected by it. It created jobs, but almost more obviously, it was just a great cut. But at the end of the year, the country took in much more money. It's sort of amazing. In other words, people individually paid much less tax, but we did much more revenue. So it really does work, you know? It's called incentive. And the Biden economic bust will quickly be replaced with a brand new Trump economic boom. We're going to have another boom like we had. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We had the greatest economy. You know, there's never been a time with jobs better than we had pre-COVID. And then when COVID ended, and we did a lot to end it, we did things, therapeutics, we did things that nobody else thought were even possible. And when it ended, you call that a bounce back. Everyone immediately then goes back to their job or they get a new job, but you have a big bounce back. Well, we get credit for that bounce back. He doesn't get credit. He likes to take credit for the bounce back, but he doesn't really know what it means. Somebody wrote it for him, but he wants to take credit. We had a tremendous bounce back. And it was a beautiful thing to see. People went back to work. We had that damn dust coming in from China, the China virus, and it was a disgrace. I mean, frankly, what happened to this world, the entire world, $52 trillion and millions of people died all over the world. And what a shame. But we handled it about as well, I would say, as any country in the world. We bounced back for a lot of different reasons, and we bounced back well. On day one, we will throw out Bidenomics, and we will reinstate Maganomics. And we're going to bring manufacturing, tourism, and other industry back to New Jersey like it's never seen before. We were doing it, and we did it. There's never been a better time. Actually, your governor told me that. They've never had a better time than the 3 years just prior to COVID. And then after COVID, the recovery was so incredible. We never had a better economy in this country, the history of our country, than it was during my 4 years as president. And we're going to do something, I think we're going to beat it. Now, we have a lot of work to do. We got to do something about the fact that 20 million people have come into our country from prisons, from jails, from mental institutions, from insane asylums. And they're terrorists, many are terrorists. Other than that, I think they're actually quite a fine group of people. We're going to stop the Biden spending spree. He spends on things like the Green New Scam. We're going to halt his inflation death spiral. Think of it, one of the greatest inflations ever in history. If you were making more money, it doesn't matter because yet you were taxed at 50%. You got to make over that in order to pick up. That's why people are hearing, oh, our economy. His job numbers are fake. They're totally fake. They're fixed numbers. They're rigged numbers. Everything about them are rigged, from the elections to the economy, everything. And by the way, the one thing that's doing well is the stock market. You know why it's doing well? Because I'm leading in every single poll, and people think we're going to win. And the stock market, and it's been written about by Scott, some of the great people, they're writing that. If we ever lost, if this election wasn't won by us, you'd see something like in 1929. The stock market's only doing well because everyone thinks we're going to win. We had a great stock market. But it's going up because we're leading in all the polls. If bad polls start coming up, we don't want to let that happen. You know, they're trying to rig the vote through this crap they're doing. But it's backfired. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. I'm more popular now than I've ever been. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can believe it.
They rigged the whole thing with the Department of Justice, and every time they indict, I've been indicted more than the great Alphonse Capone, Scarface. Al Capone was so mean that if you went to dinner with him and he didn't like you, you'd be dead the next morning. And I got indicted more than him on bullshit, too. Bullshit. My father's looking down. I had a father who was great. My mother was great. They had a great marriage, married for many years. That's one thing. I can't beat him on that one. He was married for a long time, but they're looking down now. They're up there in heaven, definitely in heaven. And he's looking down and he said, how the hell did my son be placed in that kind of company? But it's okay because the people of this country know it. We're doing great. We've never done better. People understand it. people, normally that would be a negative, but for us it's a positive because people, they get it. They need to do that in order to win because they've done nothing else. They have a bad everything about them. Think of one thing that's better. You look at the Afghanistan disaster, you look at the border, you look at the economy, the real economy, not the fake economy. Everything they touch turns to what? You shouldn't use that kind of language. Look. You can't use the word shit, okay? That's like Krista. You know Chris Christie. Does anybody like Chris Christie? Good. So I was in New Hampshire, and he was fighting. You know, he's like totally unhinged. It's called Trump derangement syndrome. I would say he was a major case of Trump derangement syndrome. But he was in there, and somebody from the front row said, "Sir, he's a fat pig." And I said, but nobody heard. The person was a nice person, but said I said, "You cannot call Chris Christie a fat pig. You cannot do that. Please, sir. If you call him a fat pig once more, I'm going to have you leave the arena." And the guy didn't know what was happening. I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm only kidding." You know. But I said, you cannot call him a fat pig because you're not allowed to use the fat word. You know, you can use almost any word, but you can't use the fat word. It's career ending. If you call somebody fat, it's career ending. We're all fat. Except for Lawrence Taylor and OJ, they're not fat. They're not fat. They sure as hell weren't fat when they played football, were they? Huh? What do you think? I don't think so. Oh, they're great guys. So we're going to terminate the Green New scam. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to get our energy way down.
Please.
Don't forget, that's what caused inflation. He let energy get out of hand, and it went to $100 a barrel. And now Putin also said, Putin would have never done that with Ukraine. But Putin now says, oh, man, at 100, he can spend a fortune on the war. If he kept it at $40 a barrel, Putin wouldn't have been able to do that. But Russia's made a fortune in this war because this man that we have that doesn't know what he's doing has allowed energy. And right now it's getting close to $100 a barrel again. You're not going to end the war unless you bring down the price of oil. But he doesn't understand that. And it's so simple. But Putin, that would have never happened. If you look at you take a look at President Xi of China, talking about Beijing. Now, they've got ships circling, they have planes, but they never were doing anything. President Xi of China with Taiwan, and I said, if you do that, it's going to be so bad for Beijing. You don't want to do that. It's going to be so bad for Beijing. He said, but what do you mean by that? You have to think about that. You're going to have to think about that. Don't do it. And he would never have done it. Let's see what he does. But boy, they have ships circling Taiwan at levels that they've never had. They have planes. It's not very comfortable to be living right now in Taiwan. And so Russia wouldn't happen, that wouldn't have happened. And you know what wouldn't have happened? The attack on Israel on October 7th would not have happened. It would not have happened. But you won't have, getting back to our wonderful area that we love, you won't have to worry about Governor Murphy's 157 windmills. And you know, one of the best fighters on that is Congressman Van Drew. He has fought so hard. I don't know, he's around here someplace. There's nobody that fought that. Right over there, you'll see these things all over the place. They destroy everything. They're horrible and the most expensive energy there is. They ruin the environment. They kill the birds. They kill the whales. But are the ocean floor surveys for their construction that are causing tremendous problems with the fish and the whales and everything else? Nobody even knows what it is, but I think in 20 years, one whale washed up on shore, and then where they have these things, they come up all the time, dead. They come up ashore, yeah, he said, they remind him of Chris Christie. What the hell are you doing? This can only happen in New Jersey, right, Jeff? Can only happen in New Jersey. The electricity cost, it's the highest in the country. It's what you've got. We are going to make sure that that ends on day one. I'm going to write it out in an executive order. It's going to end on day one. But unfortunately, the Democrats in New Jersey have embraced Joe Biden's radical pro-China plan to eliminate gas-powered cars and trucks. Can you believe it? And force everyone into ultra-expensive electric vehicles that don't go far. I always say they have a couple of problems. They're too expensive, they're going to be made in China, and they don't go far. Other than that, I think they're wonderful. On day one, I will immediately terminate Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate, and there will be no ban on gas cars and gas trucks in the Garden State. There will be no ban anywhere in the United States of America on gas. You can buy electric if you want. You can buy gas. You can buy whatever you want, and that's the way it should be. It was announced last night that Biden finally listened to me. He listens to me. You know, he does a lot of things. He listens about, he's about 4 years late. But he says he's going to put a 100% tariff on all Chinese electric vehicles. Isn't that nice? Should have done this 4 years ago, but Biden is not going to put this tariff on their gasoline-powered cars or any of the other products. You have to put it on other cars also, not just the electric cars, because he's trying to make them work. You know, the subsidy that they're paying to the people, the subsidy they pay to people and to these auto companies, and you have hundreds of thousands of electric cars. They're all over the country. I think you can buy them probably cheap if you want them, but they're forcing them on you, and you can't do it. It's supply and demand. People don't want them, and some people do, and the people that do should buy an electric car. I think they're fine. I think they're good. I think Elon, he's a friend of mine, he does a good job, but not everybody should have one. If you want to take a nice trip from, let's say, New Jersey, and you want to go and visit me at the White House in a little while, don't go buy an electric car. You won't make it. Don't go buy an electric car. If you want to drive down to Palm Beach, Florida, and see me and play a round of golf with me, I'd love to do it, but don't take an electric car, because you'll make about 10 stops. Because you'll be very late. Your tea time will be long expired. But why did he do this years ago? It's only a ploy to get beyond the election, and then everything will come crashing down, because they're original. You know, one thing I've learned about politicians, and I've dealt with them for a long time, when a politician comes out with a policy, and then they run in an election and they go back and say what they have to say to get elected, they always go back to that original policy. And you know what this guy's policies are. They are bad. They are really bad. And the funny thing and the sad thing is he really never changed. He goes through, like, who the hell would keep an open border? Because I think it's killing him in the election. Now, I may be wrong. Maybe this is a great political thing, to have millions of prisoners and mental institution people come in. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe we all don't. Is there anything good about that politically? Is there anything good about high mortgage rates and high taxes? Your taxes are going to go up 4 times if this lunatic is elected. It's going to go up 4 times. And by the way, I have to say this. I have great respect for the office of the presidency. I never used to talk about Biden this way until he did something that you can't do. He indicted a very popular president. I mean, I was very popular. I got more votes than any other president in history. You know that. I got more votes than any other sitting president in history. On made-up charges and nonsense. You see what's going on, all nonsense. And you got local DAs doing it, but the local DAs are run out of Washington and they're having meetings in Washington. They'll do anything to win. They think that that's going to win. It's not going to win, and it's really backfired. In fact, I heard they were going to do a couple of other things, and they said from Washington, don't do it, please don't do it. We're indicting him into the White House. He's going to be indicted into the White House. They said, don't do it. But I have to tell you, though, I was and am in awe of the office. I think it's one of the great places, great institutions, so important. But I have great respect for the office of the president, for the presidency of the United States. And I used to talk about him like a politician would talk. I'd say he's not doing a good job on taxes. He's not doing a good job on many, many things. Look at Afghanistan, was such a disaster, most embarrassing moment. But I talk about it as a politician would talk about another politician. And now he did something that shouldn't have been done. I got indicted 4 times in a period of about 3 seconds. Anytime there's a plane that flies over, if my plane flies over a blue state, the following day I get subpoenaed to go before a grand jury, okay? No, he did something you don't do. You do that in third world countries, in banana republics. It's not like it's unknown, and probably in many cases it's very effective, but they do it in banana republics. We never did it here. I could have pressed Hillary a lot harder. You know, she broke up her phones, she broke them up, she acid washed them. Bit bleach, right? Bit bleach. Nobody even knows what it is, so expensive. But I really thought, you know what, you got to have a country. But I'll tell you what he did was just not something that should ever be done, especially in the way when they make up stuff. You read this crap. Why didn't they do it 9 years ago, as an example? Or 8 years ago? They could have done it many, many years ago. And they waited till the election. They waited right into the middle of the election. They even waited actually to see how I was doing. And in all fairness, I was #1 throughout the entire process. We did not have a hard time. You know, we got it in record time. Did you know that? We got it in record time. It was the fastest anybody has ever gotten a nomination, I think, from either party. The fastest. We had, normally, if it was a normal thing, I'd be campaigning right now to try and get it, but we won it 2 months ago, and nobody's ever done it with that speed. That means you like me. You don't do that to your opponent. You don't do that to your political opponent. It's done in third world countries. It's done in banana republic. It's not done in the United States of America. So then I said, well, now I'm able to speak freely, and that's when I call him the most grossly incompetent man in government, the worst president ever of any country. The whole world is laughing at him. He's a fool. He's not a smart man. He never was. In prime time, he was considered stupid. I talk about him differently now because now the gloves are off. He's a bad guy. Should have never done that because it's so bad for our country. Should have never done it. But again, I'll say it for the second time. He's by far the worst president in the history of our country. You could take, I used to say 5, now I say 10, right? I used to say, I think I'm going to make it 15. You could take the 10 worst presidents in the history of our country, add them up. The worst presidents, take them. Give me the 10 worst names. They haven't done the damage to our country that this total moron has done, okay? He's a moron. And other country leaders who I know, they laugh at him. They can't believe it. They can't believe what they're getting away with. I would have never talked with that kind of disrespect for a president until he did what you should never do. We're supposed to cherish the office of president. You don't do what he did to try and win votes, to try and hurt your opponent so he can't win. But it had the reverse effect. I'm higher now in the polls than I've ever been. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Good job. Good speech. Good speech. No, I'm higher now than I've ever been. And we're going to keep it that way. And we're going to win so big. And we're going to turn this country around so fast. We're going to do it. The biggest thing we have is we have millions of people here that are criminals. They're criminals. Think of it. Venezuela just announced, and they had a new number, 67, now it's 72%. 72%, they're down in crime because they took their gangs, their gang members, they took a lot of their criminals and they moved them into the United States of America. Jail populations all over the world are way down, and these fools back there, the press, the fake news, they don't want to report it. You know why they're down? Because they're sending people in their jails into the United States, from Africa, from Asia, from all over the world. They're emptying out their jails into the United States. They're emptying out their mental institutions into the United States, our beautiful country. And now the prison populations all over the world are down. They don't want to report that. The mental institution population is down because they're taking people from insane asylums and from mental institution. You know what the difference is, right? An insane asylum is a mental institution on steroids. Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen a Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. he oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner as this poor doctor walked by. I'm about to have a friend for dinner, but Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. We have people that are being released into our country that we don't want in our country, and they're coming in totally unchecked, totally unvetted, and we can't let this happen. They're destroying our country, and we're sitting back, and we better damn well win this election, because if we don't, our country is going to be doomed. It's going to be doomed. So I took hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs and taxes and fees from China and other countries also, not just China. Everyone rips us, all of them. The European Union is brutal. They all are brutal because they were dealing with people that didn't care. They had no business bent. They were politicians that didn't want to rock the boat. European Union treats us very badly. They learned. They learned. We did a lot of things with them. Macron of France, good guy's a friend of mine, but he loves France. And he was going to put a tax on all American business, a very substantial tax, 25% on American businesses in France. And my people went. I gave it to Steve Mnuchin. I gave it to others. I said, go in and tell him you can't do that stuff. Don't do it. And they came back and they were unable to make a deal. I said, I'll give you another couple of days. Just tell him I don't want it. He came back. They said, can't make a deal. I called up Macron of France, the head. Nice guy, loves France. You know, he likes France. He's a friend of mine. But I said, Emmanuel, hi, Emmanuel. How are you, Emmanuel? Oh, Donald, I love you so much. You're doing such a good job. I said, thank you very much. I agree. But let me just tell you, Emmanuel, you're putting a big tax on American companies doing business in France. You can't do it. Oh, it's too late. Oh, I wish you would have called me early. It's too late, Donald. I cannot do it. I said, yeah, you're going to do something about it. You got to do it. Are you going to do it? I won't be able to. I said, let me just tell you something, Emmanuel. Are you ready? Every bottle of wine and champagne that comes into the United States, this was a Friday evening, starting on Monday morning, is going to be taxed and tariffed at 100%. Every single bottle of wine and champagne from France will be taxed at 100%. No, you cannot do that. I said, I can do it. It's done. I have an order right in front of me. I'm signing it. You have 10 minutes. Call me back. He calls me back in about 3 minutes. Donald, we are pleased to inform you that we were able to end that horrible tax that I won. You know how many deals I made like that? I made more deals like that. I made a lot of deals with telephones. You know, one thing I don't know, I mean, isn't it better when we don't read these stupid teleprompters all day long, you know? Biden can't get up with the teleprompter. We had a beauty we went to Ohio, and we had 45-mile-an-hour winds. The teleprompters are like a sailboat. You ever try and read something that's moving like 4 or 5? And then they blew off the stage. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with you for an hour and a half, and I don't have any teleprompter. And we winged it. And, you know, the gentleman that I was there for, Bernie Moreno, ended up winning the nomination by a lot. And he's going to be the next guy, I hope, the next senator from the great state of Ohio, which we won by a lot. But sometimes those are our favorite speeches. And I only do this when I feel really comfortable with the crowd. And do I feel comfortable with you? I love you people. We are the same. We are the same. We are the same. But so I talked about France, but I do that with a lot. I did that with so many. I did it with Italy where they were going to do something. They were charging us a lot. And I said, if you do that, we're going to take away your visa permits. And they immediately changed. And other people, I send people that are very smart in to do the deal. And they come back, sir, they will not do it. I said, they'll do it. You got to ask them properly. But it's just, and they're very smart people, but they seem not to get the job done oftentimes. China is building massive automobile plants. I'm sure you're going to be thrilled to hear this one. A friend of mine builds automobile plants. This guy, I don't want to insult him, this guy can't walk across the street, but he can throw up an automobile plant better than anybody in the world. I said, I want to see one of the plants. He said, well, you'll have to go to Mexico. I said, why? He said, the big ones are being built in Mexico. I said, what about the United States? No, the big ones are being built in Mexico. Biden has taken so much incentive away, and they're moving into Mexico. And what's happening is the really big ones are being built by China in Mexico to make cars in Mexico by China to sell into the United States to come across the border with no tax. I said, wait a minute, you mean the big automobile plants under construction now are being built in Mexico? That's right. Now, he didn't care. He builds them whether it's here. He doesn't care. He just, he's a guy who builds plants. He's the biggest in the world. I said, so they're being built in Mexico, and they're owned by China, and China's running them, right? Yeah. And they're doing that to avoid tax and labor, more expensive labor. And they're going to sell all those cars into the United States. Yeah, they're built so that he makes the cars in Mexico, China, and they sell them in here. I said, that won't happen. I said, I will put a 200% tax on every car that comes in from those plants, and they're not going to do that because they'll destroy our automobile business. And Biden doesn't want to get involved, and those aren't electric vehicles necessarily. Those are gas-powered vehicles, which he's not doing anything about. Do you notice he's trying to save the electrical vehicle, but not the gas-powered, which is the vehicle that everybody wants? So you don't have to worry about those plants if I'm elected. If I'm not elected, those plants are going to close up every automobile job in America. You won't be making one automobile in the United States of America. And the United Auto Workers, who, I'm leading in Michigan by a lot, because they're run by an incompetent man that endorsed crooked Joe Biden. And the first thing he does is sign this electric vehicle, this mandate, that where they're going to go crazy. They're going crazy with the electric car, costing us a fortune. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars subsidizing a car that nobody wants and nobody's ever going to buy. And it's just a shame. You see it. It's so stupid. And it's the same thing with foreign policy. Look at what he's doing with Israel. Look at what he's doing. This man is destroying our country. He's destroying our allies. And you know what? I was tough on our allies, too, because our allies always took advantage of us. But once I got them straightened out, it was fine. I mean, we had NATO, and they weren't paying their bills. And they said, well, what are you going to do? He said, Obama came in, and he'd make a speech, and he'd leave. Bush would come in, he'd make a speech, and he'd leave. Trump came in, he made a speech, and he went back, he said, you guys aren't paying your bills. And when I went back the second time, I couldn't do it the first time. I was in office for about two hours. It's hard to go 2 hours. Like I think it was my second meeting was NATO. And it's hard to go immediately. But I said, I'll be back in about 6 months. And when I came back, I said, you're not paying your bills. And they looked at me, they said, well, you mean to tell me, because I said, you got to pay your bills or we're not going to protect you with NATO. And the press, the fake news went crazy. And you're talking about, hey, they screw us on trade, and then on top of that, we take care of their military. So I said, no, you have to pay your bills. And one of the presidents from one of the countries, 28 countries at the time, 28 countries, only 7 of them were paid up. The rest of them didn't pay. And the United States was paying much more than they should have, like by about 10 times. We were carrying NATO. So we get screwed on trade, and we carry NATO. And I said, if you don't do this, we got problems. And one of them stood up and said, sir, do you mean to tell me that if I'm attacked in this very big country, if I'm attacked as a country by Russia, you will not defend me? I said, are you delinquent? He said, well, let's say I was. I said, if you're delinquent, I would not protect you. And you know what happened? And the press killed me because they said, oh, you've treated us so terribly. They respect you more. They like me more than they like other people. They understand. They can't believe they got away with it. For years and years, they got away with it. South Korea, we're paying for their military. We have 42,000 soldiers there. They pay us like nothing. I changed that. But now Biden, I understand, wants to break it. He thought I was too rough, and they're paying too much. They make a fortune. They took our shipping industry. They took our computer industry. They took so many different industries, and they're making a lot of money. They can pay for their military. And these are the things I was doing as president. Are you enjoying this? Let's get on to another subject. But Europe is being flooded with Chinese cars, and they don't know what to do. Right now, China wants to take over the cars all over the world. They just want to make the cars for everybody, right? That's wonderful. But we'd like to keep our jobs, if you don't mind. But I'm not going to allow it to happen in our car and truck industry. We're going to make sure that our industry grows. It's going to grow like a weed. By the end of my 4th year, our car and truck industry will be triple the size of what it is now, and jobs will be flourishing. We will be setting records in auto jobs and truck jobs. Under Biden, it will all be gone. You will not have any car maker. That's a big, important industry, too. You can't lose it. You're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. I see what's happening already, and I think that's why I'm up, because the United Auto Workers and Auto Workers General are very smart people, and they see what's happening. And I'm up in Michigan, I believe, because of it. And I'm way up in South Carolina. In fact, I had a little, we had a little skirmish with the governor, and we won by, did we win by 40 points or 50 points? And that's fine. That's fine. We get along with everybody. Crooked Joe has not just set our economy on fire, he has truly set the world on fire. If you want to know how a weak and pathetic president really is, I mean, the things they do, just think about this. This week he announced that he will withhold shipping weapons to Israel as they fight to eradicate Hamas terrorists in Gaza. No, it was shocking to hear it. Even while there are still American hostages being held by Hamas. And they're saying, oh, October 7th never happened. You know, they say that. And Biden has fallen for it. Crooked Joe's action is one of the worst betrayals of an American ally in the history of our country. I support Israel's right to win its war on terror. Is that okay? I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad politically. I don't care. You got to do what's right. It was a terrible attack. October 7th was a terrible attack. I don't know. It's probably bad politically, but I don't care. You have to do the right thing. There would have been no war in Gaza with me in the White House. There would not have even been a chance. You know, Iran was broke when I was president. I said, if you buy oil, anybody buys oil from Iran, they can't do business with the United States. They were totally broke. Now they have $250 billion. They made it all in 3.5 years. When I was president, we had peace in the Middle East like never before, and I got the Abraham Accords done when nobody thought it was possible. And they've done nothing with them. We had 4 countries done. We would have had them all. Every country would have been signed up, in my opinion, including Iran, because they wanted to make a deal so badly. Now they don't have to because they're a rich country. Crooked Joe surrendered to the terrorists just like he surrendered to the Taliban, and now he's surrendering our college campuses to anarchists, jihadists, freaks, and anti-American extremists who are trying to tear down our American flag. They want to tear it down. Every single place they go, they want to rip down our flag. The chaos and violence happening on our college campuses right now is all because Crooked Joe Biden doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Joe is weak. He's only good at cheating on elections, but it's not him. He's surrounded by fascists around the Oval Office. It's not him. He's not doing it. Very good at cheating on elections. He doesn't stand up to our enemies abroad, and he does not stand up to the extremists in his own party. The Democrat Party is becoming radicalized. It's becoming radical left, and they're going to lose our country. I always talk about we have enemies on the outside and we have enemies from within. The enemies from within are more dangerous to me than the enemies on the outside. Russia and China, we can handle. But these lunatics within our government that are going to destroy our country and probably want to, we have to get it stopped. And by the way, they're not on the right, they're on the left. They're not on the right, they're on the left. It's time for a president who will once again show unyielding strength. We have to have peace through strength. The very same people who are funding the violent campus uprisings are also funding Joe Biden's campaign. Do you believe this? Those people that you see putting up all that money for all those signs, you know, you can always tell a fake protest when every sign is beautifully made by a printer, all the same color, green signs, everything, they have the same, you know, they're all made by the same guy. And you say, the old days, they used to make them in the basement. Everybody would have a different sign. Now every sign is like green, beautiful. They do a beautiful job. In fact, remind me to find who that printer is because they've done a beautiful job. I have a lot of printing work. Tonight, I'm officially calling on Joe Biden and the Democrat National Committee to return the donations of all anti-Semites, American haters, and financiers of chaos who have funded the chaos on our campuses. Return the money, Joe. They raise plenty of money. When I'm president, we will not allow our colleges to be taken over by violent radicals. And if you come here from another country and try to bring jihadism or anti-Americanism or anti-Semitism to our campuses, we will immediately deport you. You'll be out of that school.
Yes.
On day one of my new administration, I will seal the border, stop the invasion of people pouring through our border, and send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home where they belong. They got to be sent back home. Less than 4 years ago, we had the most secure border in the history of the United States. We had the most secure border we've ever had by far. In fact, if they ever had that sign, I'd put it up right now. Oh, that's nice. He's a nice looking, oh, that's me. That's me. That's nice. I was wondering, should I wear the hat or not? I took the hat. I said, should I wear this sucker or not? You know, do I put the hat on? But I want to try and stop a little bit of sun coming in. We ended catch and release, built 571 miles of border wall, got Mexico to send 28,000 soldiers to our border free of charge. They gave us free of charge. That was another one. I said to a friend of mine, the president of Mexico, he's a great gentleman. He's a socialist, but these are minor details. I said, you have to give us 28,000 soldiers for our border, free of charge. No. Why would I do that? I'm not going to do it. No, you have to. The people, they're going through your country in caravans. I think it was the name I developed. I developed a lot of names. You notice that? People's names, Pocahontas, lots of different names. How's Pocahontas doing? That name really screwed up her campaign, didn't it? That was actually, she was doing well for president, and then I came up with the name Pocahontas, and that was the end of her. They said, we want you to apologize for calling her Pocahontas. I said, I will. But I apologize to the real Pocahontas for getting her wrapped up with this woman. Crooked Joe came in and turned our country into an absolute dumping ground. In New York this month, an illegal alien criminal pled guilty to savagely murdering a man in broad daylight. You read about it. Stabbing him 10 times in the stomach, after also allegedly stabbing and gravely wounding a man in Maryland. He won a crime spree. Wonderful to have him in our country, right? Wonderful. He came in, no problem. In Florida this week, an illegal alien woman was arrested for trying to hire a contract assassin to kill 2 people. They killed 2 people violently, and she was the one that hired them. And in February, an illegal alien set loose into our country by crooked Joe Biden was arrested for leading a major New Jersey gang that smuggled illegal aliens across the border, killing many. Now, I only ask you this question because some of you have heard it, most of you have heard it, but I have it here if you want. Would anybody like to hear, because this is the border, would anybody like to hear the snake? It's a Saturday evening. We got nothing but time. What the hell? I love these Saturday evenings. Is there anything better than a Trump rally? If some of these wackos came along, you know, these liberal singers said, actually vote for me. You know, they all vote for me. They say, oh, Trump, I don't know. You know, like Bruce Springsteen. We have a much bigger crowd than Bruce Springsteen, right? Much bigger. I'm sure he's a nice guy. How about Chris Christie? You say, I love Bruce Springsteen. And then they used to throw him out of the concert. When somebody throws you out of a concert, you shouldn't love them. You sort of say, I don't like that music, right? You remember him saying that, then they threw him out of the concert. So this is having to do with our border. An old great song. I had to change it a little bit to make it pertinent, but it is very pertinent and very true. And it's called The Snake, and it talks about illegal immigration and how stupid it is what we're doing right now. We're letting people come into our country that will only be trouble. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she sighed. I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. That's our country. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as she arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying, thank you, ma'am, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you bit me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. That's our country. That's our country. Right? That's our country. Mr. Governor, right? That's what we're doing. I think it's very apropos. Did everybody enjoy that? Don't enjoy it. You should be scared by it. You shouldn't enjoy it. When I return to the White House, we will stop the plunder, rape, slaughter, and destruction of the American suburbs, cities, and towns. They're destroying your cities. They're destroying your towns and suburbs. We will shut down deadly sanctuary cities such as Newark and Philadelphia. We will not let criminals come into those cities. And we will not let them release illegal alien criminals into your streets. I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement, and on day one, we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. No country can sustain what we're going through. It cannot be sustained, what we're going through. Millions and millions of people are taking over our cities, our suburbs. It cannot be sustained by any country. It's no wonder Joe Biden and his thugs are so desperate to stop us. They know that we are the only ones who can stop them. They know that. And as you know, I've come here from New York, where I'm being forced to endure a Biden show trial, all done by Biden, carried out by that's right, all being done by him, carried out by radical Democrat district attorney. You know who he is? Fat Alvin. Right? Corrupt guy. He's a corrupt and really a corrupt district attorney who's allowed crime in the city to go totally unchecked. They had the other day, they had like 20 district attorneys in this courthouse.
No lights?
For me. And they say there's no crime. Every single legal expert and scholar that's written about it says there's no crime. And they have 12 guys, even 20 guys. I've seen sometime he sits there half a day, all day. In the meantime, they're murdering people out on the streets. And then we have a highly conflicted judge. He's corrupt and highly conflicted, so conflicted. There's never been a judge that's more conflicted. Why don't you look at that? Why doesn't the fake news media look at that? And they're doing the bidding for crooked Joe Biden. This is all being done by crooked Joe Biden. As the top scholar, great legal genius Alan Dershowitz stated, I've been doing this 60 years and I don't understand what crime he's being charged with. There's no evidence of any crime whatsoever. This case is a sham. He said, I've never seen anything like it. But every single legal scholar is saying the same thing. And by the way, do you notice it's so beautiful now? It was a little warm. You know, we're up here screaming like a lunatic. It was a little bit warm. Now it's so beautiful. I hope nobody's cold. But I haven't noticed anybody leaving. There's nobody leaving. They never leave. If they leave, when they start leaving, it's time for me to hang it up, right? Nobody ever leaves. All of this persecution is only happening because I'm running for president. If I wasn't leading in the polls by a lot and running for president, they wouldn't be after me. I'd have a nice place. I'd be down in Palm Beach. I'd be traveling the world, I guess. The radical left Democrats rigged the presidential election in 2020, and we're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election in 2024. Not going to happen. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of honor. I am being indicted for you, and never forget, our enemies want to take my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you. I just happen to be standing in their way. We're going to be in this thing together. We're all in this together. We're bringing our country back. We're going to make our country greater than ever before, and it's going to go fast. We're pleased to be joined tonight by some great people, a man of courage and devotion to New Jersey, and I really started this with him, and you have some really good congressmen and women here, but a man that I've been very close to. You know, I hate to say this, used to be a Democrat, and I called him. I didn't know him. I said, you know, you like our policies. Why don't you just join the party? And he did, and he went on to beat a Kennedy. He had a very beautiful young woman who was a Kennedy as his first opponent, and he won that one pretty easily. Jeff Van Drew, Congressman, you are great. And Jeff and a couple of the people I'm going to introduce, but they're in charge of winning the state. So, Jeff, I'm going to take that big endorsement away if you don't win the state for Trump, okay? You did a great job, and I watched your speech. It was excellent.
Thank you.
Jeff was horrified by crazy Nancy Pelosi's impeachment witch hunt. He was actually, I couldn't believe it, what they were doing, which was all about covering up the corruption of crooked Joe. You take a look. They want to impeach him. And I'm actually saying, look, you know, we got a majority of one. You got to just run it. We're going to have a big majority. I believe even in the House. The House is probably the most difficult, but we have things going with, I think, even in the House. But we're leading by a lot. I think we're going to take over the Senate. Things are going to be a lot different. Like millions of Americans, Jeff Van Drew made the switch to voting Republican, and he's absolutely a star. And by the way, he's the one that's keeping your damn windmills off your coast more than I think anybody. Jeff, come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up. Jeff Van Drew.
Come on, show some
He's a
love
great
and
gentleman
click
and
that like button.
really, he's somebody that loves this state a lot. Say a few words, Jeff. Come on, don't fall. Don't fall. You know, if you fall, it's no good. You know, if you fall, you could make the greatest speech in history. You could be Winston Churchill, and it doesn't work. Go ahead.
Mr. President, our next president, welcome to the largest political rally that the state of New Jersey has ever seen in all its history.
I think the nation. I don't just think it's New Jersey.
I made my speech, so I'm going to be quick, but I have a few questions for you. Do we love this man?
Yeah.
Are we going to make America great again? Now, I want this one to be heard from Maine to Florida to California, across this great country. Are we going to win? Are we going to win? Are we going to win? God bless you.
I love you. Great job. Thank you very much.
Brian, thank you very much. Brian, I tried to get it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brian, thank you very much.
And we have a lot of great politicians out there, but before I do that, we're joined tonight and today by two incredible football legends, New York Giants, Super Bowl heroes. I guess I would have to say Lawrence Taylor is the greatest defensive player ever.
Whoa.
I'm a little prejudiced, but I would say that. And the man who was possessed
at the Trump
during
rate?
Super Bowl, he was a Super Bowl MVP. Otis O.J. Anderson in the here. Come on up, fellas, for a second. Come on up. Come on up.
This is huge.
These guys.
LT?
Look at him, Lawrence. You look like you could play immediately. They could use you. Come on up. These guys are serious players.
Some youngsters out there may not remember who LT is.
Partners too. Tell them, can Trump play golf? You have to tell them.
Awesome.
I just want to say, I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what.
Wow.
He will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again. Okay.
Don't you just love that guy? Don't you just love that guy? I tell you, it has been a very exciting day. You guys, not one person left here. You're still here yelling and screaming. So my word is, Wildwood, are you in the house? I can't hear you. Wildwood, are you in the house? Thank you guys for all your support. And how about a great shout out for Metro Exhibits, baby? We made it all happen, all because of you. Thank you.
Wow.
Great guys, two great guys. Look at OJ. How would you like to have to tackle this guy? They are great people. Also with us here, a man who's really been a fighter for me for a long time, Congressman Chris Smith. Chris, thank you very much. We appreciate it, dude. We don't forget it. And Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Nicole, she's been our friend for a long time. Everyone's going good. We love it. We love Staten Island. Candidate for U.S. Senate, Christine Serrano Glasser. She's a fantastic woman. She's a fantastic woman, and I think, look, you know what? My record is very unblemished for support. I'm giving her my complete and total endorsement because she is, where are you? Where are you? So her husband's worked for me for right from the beginning, from 2015, actually. And he has been unbelievable. And I got to know Christine, and you're going to do great. You're running against the Christie person. The Christie person. I just heard that. I said, I wanted to stay out of the race, but her husband's been so good. She's been such a tremendous person, loves the state so much. I said, well, but then they said that her person is a Christie person. I said, I'm endorsing you immediately. So good luck. Keep my record intact. You have my complete and total, Christine. Go out and vote for Christine. And a man that made a hell of a speech today, I'll tell you, Mike Crispy. Where's Mike? Man, did he make a good speech. Thank you, Mike. I watched you from the plane flying overhead. I said, that guy's good. Good. And I know you have big plans for the future, and we're with you. Say hello to everybody, our mutual friends, okay? Thank you. Good man. And a man I've gotten to know, and I always said outstanding, and he was one of the candidates running, and it was a sort of a large group, and sometimes you need controversy to get yourself known. And he's he's not a controversial person. He's a very smart person. He's an outstanding person. He made a lot of money, ran for office. He became the governor of North Dakota. And the numbers there, the numbers that he's done there, the job that he's done is unparalleled. And his wife is incredible. It's an incredible couple. And so, Catherine, I want to thank you both for being here. Doug Burgum and Catherine, who's been, it's just an incredible couple. And you won't find anybody better than this gentleman in terms of his knowledge of, he made his money in technology, but he probably knows more about energy than anybody I know. So get ready for something, okay? Just get ready. But Doug Burgum has been incredible, and the country's lucky to have him. A woman who's done an incredible job in Delaware, GOP chair, Julianne Murray. She got rid of the mail-in voting. She got rid of all sorts of things. And she says we're going to win Delaware. That's a nice surprise. Where is Julianne? Where are you? Where's Julianne? So you think we're going to win Delaware? She said once you get rid of the mail-in voting, mail-in voting is largely corrupt. Once you get rid of that mail-in voting, and you were able to do that, that's incredible. Well, we're going to see. I've heard good things also, but would love to do that. Thank you, Julianne. Great job you've done at the party. I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in America, and especially to my wife, Melania. I'll be home in a little while. We're also thinking about Melania's incredible mother who just passed away, Amalia, one of the most beautiful women inside and out that I've ever known. So we want to say hello. She's up there looking down right now. She's saying, that's a large crowd of people. Where are you? That's a large group of people. From the very first day that we take back the White House from crooked Joe Biden, I believe we're going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. Before I even arrive in the Oval Office, shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. I know them both very well. We will build a great iron dome over our country, a dome like nobody has ever seen before, better than the one in Israel, which works pretty well, thanks to us also. A state-of-the-art missile defense shield that will entirely be built in America and create jobs, jobs, jobs. Much of it's going to actually be built in New Jersey. We will rescue our health care system from Joe Biden's migrant invasion. It was recently announced that Crooked Joe is now giving Obamacare and all free government health care to illegal aliens. You know what? They get treated better than our military. They get treated better than our own citizens. Every penny of Biden's plan will be funded by American citizens. Take it out of your pockets, your paychecks, your wallets. It's taken. What they're doing is crazy. This country cannot afford this. We can't afford it. We all have a big heart. We want to take care of people, but it's not sustainable. We won't have a country any longer. I will mean, and it will be, the highest taxes we've ever had to pay, the highest premiums we've ever had to pay, and much longer waits to see your doctors. That's what's happening. It's happening with your schools. Kids are occupying your schools. They're taking the chairs of your own students and your own family members, your children, and they're just not giving them back. And they don't speak English. They're sitting in chairs listening to a teacher talk in English, and they don't speak English. And it will mean Biden's border invasion will become even larger as the world floods over in search of all of these government benefits that we're giving people that come in illegally. And they're coming in illegally because of the benefits in addition to other reasons. According to a new study, illegal immigration is already costing New Jersey residents $7.3 billion every single year. That's $2,100 per household, more than any state anywhere in the country. And it comes and it stops the spending on bridges, roads, New Jersey Transit, and all of those other things that we need. Day one of the Trump administration, we will cut off all of Biden's taxpayer giveaways to illegal aliens. If the Biden invasion is not stopped, it will also demolish Medicare and Social Security. It cannot survive 20 million people coming into the country. We will take care of Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. We will take care of everything. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any country in the world. We've got so much money. We're going to take care of it. We don't have to destroy our Social Security and other programs. We've also gotten abortion out of the federal government and back to the states the way everybody and all legal scholars always said it should be. I think it's very important because it's a very dividing issue, and it's an issue that we've worked very hard on. I have. And some states will like it one way and another way, but everybody has always wanted it for 52 years brought back into the states. And that's what's happened. It's now up to the will of the people in each state. Some states will be more conservative and others will be more liberal, but the people will now decide, and that's the way everybody has always wanted to be. Every legal scholar, some will be conservative, some will be more liberal, some will have more weeks than others, or many more weeks. Others won't have the same number, but the people will be deciding. We took it out of the federal government. Every legal scholar, every Democrat, for the most part, at the time, for years they've been trying to do it. If the radical Democrat extremists get their way, they will have a federal law on abortion in the 8th and 9th month, and even executing the baby after birth. It's okay. They want to execute the baby. They have laws. You look at the governor, the former governor of Virginia, execute the baby after birth. We will decide, you remember. But you can't do that. And the 8th month and the 9th month, they are the radical ones. Every voter has got to go with his heart and do what's right. But you also remember, you have elections. You have to get elected. So I want to just thank the 6 Supreme Court justices, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, John Roberts, Brett Kavanaugh, Neil Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett, for the wisdom and the courage they showed on this long-term, very contentious issue. Getting it back to the states puts the question where it belongs, with a vote of the people, and over time it will work out, and it already is working out, and the country is starting to come together on this unbelievably contentious issue. So in addition, we're going to do a lot of other things, but that's something we had to do. We had to do it. And again, for 52 years, they wanted to bring that issue back to the states. It never belonged in the hands of the federal government. And if you take a look at Ohio, they just voted a different vote than people thought. Much more liberal, you would say. Much more, as they would say, progressive. I use the word liberal. Kansas, the same thing. But that's the way it is, and it's something that we should cherish. We were able to do something that nobody was able to do, and it's all starting to come together, the issue of abortion. In addition, we're going to give back our police. We're going to give them back the protection and the respect that they need. We're going to give them immunity so they don't get sued and lose their families, lose their homes, lose their pensions. And we will stand up to radical Marxist DAs like Soros-funded DA in Philadelphia, Larry Krasner, who has set loose thousands of dangerous criminals onto the streets that go around killing people. I will also stop Joe Biden's sinister plan to abolish the suburbs. He's trying to abolish the suburbs in your state, and we're not going to let him do it. Crooked Joe is trying to obliterate single-family zoning in New Jersey and every other state, and force you to pay for the construction of ultra-dense housing projects in beautiful residential neighborhoods where your house is. He will destroy your property value. He will destroy your wealth. He will let it happen. He wants it to happen. He's already getting ready to sign legislation to let that happen. We're not going to let him destroy New Jersey and Pennsylvania and all of these other places that people are very happy, and they've worked hard to live there. And we will end it on day one. We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope, safety, and beauty better than they have ever been before. We will take over the horrible-run capital of our nation, Washington, D.C., and clean it up, renovate it, rebuild our capital city so that it no longer is a nightmare of murder and crime. People are being murdered there on a weekly basis, but rather it will become the most beautiful capital anywhere in the world. We're going to fix it, renovate it, and make it free of crime. On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the lives of our children. I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. And I will keep men out of women's sports.
Believe it or not, I'm going to have to go back and delete that after this. It's crazy out there.
How would you like to be a woman in a woman's team and have to play something against LT? This is not going to work out well. I will fully uphold the Second Amendment. We will protect innocent life, and we will restore free speech. And I will secure our elections. We have to secure our elections. Our goal will be one-day voting with paper ballots, proof of citizenship, and voter ID. Very simple, and we have honest elections. But until then, Republicans must win. We have to win this election coming up. We want a landslide. And frankly, there's an expression I've been using. You've got to make it too big to rig. If we win by enough, doesn't matter. They can't do it. So if you want to save America, register, get an absentee or mail-in ballot, vote early, or vote on election day. It doesn't matter. But whatever you do, you must get out and vote. This year, election season begins on September 16th and goes all the way to November 5th. So it's not like just November 5th. It goes to November 5th. This is going to be the most important election in the history of our country. We will protect your ballot, but you must do your part. You must get your ballot in. We have to win. And if you can, donate to cancel out the money. You have to. Look, if you can't donate, don't donate. You got to take care of yourselves. But if you can, do whatever you can for the Republican Party, because what they do is they raise so much money through different groups that are not groups that are on our side. So in conclusion,
thank you, Talkie.
Together we're taking on some of the most menacing forces and vicious opponents of that our people have ever seen. We've never seen anything like what's happening in our great country. And I really have to say, in our once great country, because right now our country is not a great country. It's a country that's in trouble, big trouble. But no matter how hateful and corrupt the communists and criminals we're fighting against may be, you must never forget this nation does not belong to this. This nation doesn't belong to them. This nation belongs to, you know who? You. Yeah. It belongs to you. This is your home. This is your heritage. And our American liberty is your God-given right. From Morristown to Mount Laurel, from Patterson to Pennington, and from Ocean City to Sea Isle to right here in Wildwood, New Jersey. It's been home to some of the toughest, smartest, and most talented Americans ever to walk the face of the earth, right here. This is the state that pioneered the boardwalk, the diner, the motion picture, and gave the world American legends like Thomas Edison, Buzz Aldrin, Frank Sinatra, and so many more. New Jersey is where General George Washington led the Army to victory at Trenton and Princeton. And this is where generations of New Jersey patriots helped build this country into the single greatest nation in the history of the world. But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, it's lost its willpower, and it's lost its strength. We are a nation that has quite simply lost its way. But we are not going to allow this horror to continue. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country, and it's hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. You're going to save our country. We're going to save it during this election period, during this election that goes for so long. Elections used to be one day. Now they go for 60 days, 61 days. Bad things happen. We're going to save our country. We will fight for America like no one has ever fought before. 2024 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country, and we will rout the fake news media. We will drain the swamp. And we will liberate our country from these tyrants and villains once and for all. We are going to liberate our country. We're going to take back our country. Like those patriots before us, we will not bend, we will not break, we will not yield, we will never give in, we will never give up, and we will never, ever, ever back down. With your support, we will go on to victory, the likes of which no one has ever seen before, and we will evict crooked Joe Biden,
Tony.
the worst president in the history of our country, from the White House. We're going to evict this man, the worst president by far. Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy. Jimmy is a very happy man, both of them, because you know what? They want him out. Jimmy Carter had a bad reputation. Right now, he is considered a totally brilliant president by comparison. Right now, he is a totally brilliant president by comparison to Joe Biden. Joe Biden's the worst in history. We have to get him out. We will not have a country left. If we have to go through years of this, even 5 months left, it's too much. It's a real possibility that they can't handle it. The great silent majority is rising like never before, and under our leadership, the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one beautiful, glorious nation under God. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you all. Let's win this state. We're going to win it. Thank you. Thank you very much. We love you all.
Come on, show some love and click that like button.
Wow. This man just went for about 2+ hours. There's no way that Dementia Joe could even possibly do that. There's nothing else to say. I mean, he talked for 2 hours. Some of the stuff, as some of the people said in the comments, was some of the same thing you heard before. But if you've ever been to a concert and you've gone from one city to the other, the band plays the same songs. It's just what he says in between his lines that makes such a big difference. And if you think that there was anything that he said that you didn't quite believe, I'm telling you, go look it up. I said it before it even started, that Dementia Joe wants to put basically public housing in your cul-de-sac. Absolutely true. He's not even hiding it. He actually put that into his plan. He wants to raise your taxes to 44%. He has come out and said that. He wants to import people from Gaza. He's actually said that. He's actually said that the newcomers are basically great for America. These are his words. These are things that he has said. People can't counter that. Those are actually what he said. So the only thing that the MSNBCs and CNNs of the world can do is try and rip Trump apart as a person. There's nothing they can say about his policies. Nothing. Somebody had mentioned, one of the guys that was in the chat was saying so much crappy stuff, and he was talking bad about Trump. But he never can say anything about his policies. Do we want cheaper gas? Yes. Do we want lower interest rates? Yes. Do we want lower credit card interest rates? Yes. Do we want, I'm going to have to say this carefully, people playing sports that they're supposed to be playing? How'd I say that? Yes. Do we want to stop the newcomers flooding across? Yes. Tell me what's wrong with that. Anybody can tell me what's wrong with that. If that's what being in a cult is, I'm in a cult. I'm sorry, because it's the policies that are more important to me, not the man. This man is going to usher in policies that are good for me, probably for you, people I know. That's what you vote for. You don't have to be friends with a president. I've had people say to me, well, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't even know you. So it's those things that he does that make more sense to me. And like I've said earlier, you have a specific mirror in front of you right now. It's very simple. Do you want what was going on back in 2016, 2017, 2018? Or do you want what's going on right now? That's the only question you have to ask. That's the only question your friends have to ask. Myself as a black man, I have talked to so many black people. Like he had said back in 2016, what the hell do you have to lose? Now people can actually answer that question. Oh, I can see what I have to lose. I can see that I can't afford rent. I can see that I'm losing my job to a newcomer. I can see that I'm having to work 6 months of the year to give to the government so they can give it away to far lands, and they can give these newcomers ATM cards, and they give these newcomers Obamacare, and give the newcomers hotel stays where you're paying for that. Are you okay with that? Then go ahead and vote for Biden. It's very simple. So I don't mind the trolls because I know they can't combat the truth. MSNBC, CNN, they'll sit there and they'll talk about Trump. They don't talk about the policies. They never talk about what's good for you. Oh, we hate Trump. He's a liar. He's a womanizer. He's this, he's that. But I want to know how my pocket is going to be affected. I want to know that my wife is safe when she goes shopping. I want to know that my granddaughter and grandson are going to be okay when they go to school and are able to compete. He's a basketball player. He's fine. No one's going to touch him. He's 6'2", 200 and something pounds right now. He's not going to have to run into the same thing that my two granddaughters are going to have to run into. It's a clear choice if you're honest to yourself. It's a clear choice if you're honest to your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend. Take it away from the personality. Look at what's good for you. And number one issue in everybody's mind, bar none, is the economy. If the economy was different, we might have a horse race here. But right now, the economy isn't. We've seen what has happened, and I just can't wish 45-50% tax on anybody. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. I don't care how much you make. I don't care if it's a threshold of $400,000, which is a lie. Nobody deserves to give up 50% of their income to a government that's not looking out for your best interest. So I thank you, everybody that did the super chats. I thank you as well. I'm going to apologize. My new computer here, my comments were coming up with somebody else's name and Tua Tagovailoa's picture instead of yours. I'll have that fixed when I get all this computer stuff taken care of. I'm just happy we got through the entire 3.5 hours without anything blowing up. But thank you for coming. I love talking to people about this. I'm very passionate about it. I don't take for granted. There are probably tons of streams that you could go on, and I really, really thank you for showing up. Yes, everything that you guys do, the comments, the super chats, just being here, the like button, everything. It means so much to me as I've tried to grow this channel, and I'm going to keep going. As you can see, I've been putting out videos pretty frequently. And next week, I'm starting a nighttime live show. Monday, Wednesday, Friday to get the kinks worked out. And then the following week will be every night at 7 p.m. But next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to do a live show. Going to talk about some things in addition to the Trump trial, so we can talk about different things that are affecting people on a daily basis and the nuttiness that's going on in this country. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I can't tell you how much it really means to me to get together with you guys on a Saturday evening when you've had so many different choices that you could have done. I greatly appreciate it. Talk to you guys very soon, and go check out one of the videos on the channel.